Hi, I'm Steve Berry. Welcome to Manor Park. It's the preview for our May motorcycle sale, which happens this Friday from 11 o'clock, Friday the 22nd of May. It's Tuesday today. Between now and then, we've got Throttle Thursday. It's something we do every month at Manor Park. Thursday from kind of all day. I mean, just rock up whenever you like, up until early evening-ish. We'll have our coffee shack in full effect. We will have a food van outside for you, and we will have an array of wonderful motorcycles for your buying pleasure. Don't forget, you have to begin it to win it. Find out all of these details in a concise and legible form on our excellent website. Just put Manor Park Classics into Google, like I still do that. And it's all there. But remember, like I said, you've got to be in it to win it. Don't look at the sale live and not having registered and see your dream bike go to somebody else. Just register. It's very simple. Right, let's crack on. Right, I might as well start as I mean to go on. We are truly not worthy. Look at this bad boy. 1974 Kawasaki Z1B, the legendary New York Steak. That was the development name, wasn't it, for this motorcycle? Of course, they found out that Honda were making the CB750, so they upped the game. Competition improves the breed. And this is just about the best example of this motorcycle on planet Earth. And I know that because I know the person who built it. This has come out of Dave Marsden's shop in Lee, Lancashire. Who'd have thought that Lee, Lancashire would become the mecca for these four-cylinder mid-70s Japanese superbikes? No one does restorations like Dave and his lads there. I believe he's retired now, so if you want one like this, you might as well buy this one. It's done, what's it done, this one? 2,242 miles since 1974. It is, of course, a 903cc four-stroke, four-cylinder, air-cooled superbike with a 5-speed gearbox. And it is, listen, I'll cut to the chase. Perfection. Let me just show you, right? If I can get the saddle up. Right, Felipe, round here, dear boy, if you can get in there. Look at this. Absolute perfection. All the stickers. Look at the underside of the seat. The toolkit, a 15-piece toolkit, has been re-anodized. He's restored the toolkit. Can I get this out? Can I pull that out? Look at this. The owner's handbook. This is like being in one of the pyramids at Giza, isn't it, and finding a mummy. I'm reluctant to touch it. Look at all this stuff in here. The warranty, and the sticker there telling you where all the important parts are. In other words, an absolute, unparalleled, perfect restoration of one of the greatest motorcycles of all time, done by the acknowledged Mark expert. You won't find, well, you would find another one because Dave did quite a few of these restorations. I believe some of them, don't tell anybody, between me and thee, for the factory. 14 to 18,000 pounds, I think, is the estimate on that one. No, 14 to 16. Yeah, that would have been a bit wide, wouldn't it? 14 to 16,000 pounds on the best Kawasaki Z1B in the world. Oh. Bimota YB11 Superleggera from 2002. I've got a little bit of a story about this bike. Got a story about all of them, haven't I? One of these, my pal, Nick Coulton from West Coast Motorcycles, had one of these. YB11, these colours. I believe it only came in these colours. And of course, the Y is Yamaha, the B is Bimota. The 11 was the engine out of the Thunder Ace, the Yamaha Thunder Ace. Pretty sure, correct me in the comments, I'm sure you will. A fantastically exotic motorcycle, built in tiny numbers. We were on the Isle of Man, I got the keys to his, and for reasons best known to myself, I decided I should ride it into the Manor pub on the front. Some of you might even have been there. I did a burnout on the carpet and set off the fire alarms. Needless to say, the staff weren't very happy. And they tried to kill me. But fortunately, I have friends like my friend here, Felipe, who wasn't with me on that day, but some of my friends, including Gary Rothwell, the stuntman, and his brother Brian, Carl Pedder, the acclaimed custom bike builder. Unfortunately, they are big scousers and were able to stop the bouncers from killing Berry. I also wouldn't be here right now. There is a little bit more of that story, but I'll save it for another time. Maybe Throttle Thursday. If you come along on Thursday, I'll tell you the rest of it. Maybe. What a fabulous motorcycle. 1002 cc inline 4-cylinder Yamaha, of course. That's the Y in YB. It's a UK bike from new, this one. There can't have been that many. I'm not sure where Nick got his from. It's in full running order, HPI clear. It's done 11,314 kilometres from new. It is in fabulous condition. Carbon fibre in 2002. Did it have that? I'm not sure. No, that's aftermarket. That front, the front mudguard there. But apart from that, there's a little bit of scuff on the mirrors. It's been used. It's done 11,000 kilometres. The estimate on what was possibly the most expensive bike on sale in the UK. I'm pretty sure they were sold. This has got kilometres. It is a UK bike. I think it was the most expensive bike on sale in the UK at the time. We estimate now though, wow, unbelievable. Why is it so cheap? I don't know. 4,750, 5,250 on the bike that I set the fire alarms off. I went back the next day. I might as well finish the story. I went back the next day to fetch it and they were all really angry. And I said, hey, don't shoot the messenger. My governor's sent me down here to get this bike. I haven't got a clue what's gone on. Then with the days there, Ducati 1098S, Xerox livery, a lovely, lively sports motorcycle from 2008. Wow, is it that old? Look at the back tyre on this one, Felipe, come round. Somebody's been playing. Somebody who knew what they were doing has been playing. Yeah, on a track with more right-hand turns than left-hand turns, I'm going to say Donington Park, maybe. That'd be that hard on where you're turning right all the time. You tell me. Wow, that is goosed, that back tyre. Is it? The middle's all right. 1099cc liquid-cooled L-Twin Testeretta Evolution engine, 160 horsepower on this bad boy. The owner states that it starts, runs and rides, an ideal cheap sports bike. Yeah, can you believe it? A 1098S would be a cheap sports bike. That's where we are, May 2026. The V5 will need applying for. It's got a plate on the back, so I can't imagine that that'll be a difficulty. Somebody's just mislaid it. 5,250 to 5,750. And well, looks to be, look, it's even got the original standard Ducati silencers. Maybe there was a full Termi kit on it and it's selling them separately. Carbon rear mudguard. We got Öhlins. Do I see the yellow springs of the Öhlins company? Yeah, Öhlins. Lots of carbon. It's had a life. It's got some miles on it. Odometer, TBC. We're not sure because we need to fire it up to find that out. But there's some wear and tear on it. It's had a bit of a life, this. No wrong with it. That front tyre's seen some tough times. Whoever had that knew what he was doing or what she was doing. That could be you. 5,250 to 5,750. ZX6R Ninja Kawasaki 2005. Let the good times roll, they said in their adverts, Kawasaki back then, didn't they? Where have all these 90s sports bikes come from? I'm in heaven. It's like an edition of performance bikes. The great PB. All hail Forsyth, John Robinson, Rupert Paul, all them lot. In the heyday of PB. They love these. They love the ZX6R Ninja. I think it was maybe not faster than the Honda, the Yamaha or the Suzuki, but a bit more intense, a bit more in your face in the riding experience, the way the engine made power, the way the suspension, the brakes, the chassis, all combined to provide a raw, exciting, exhilarating riding experience. You won't believe how cheap this one is. 1,500 to 2,000 pounds on this Kawasaki. Big miles on it. 53,000 miles from new. Wow. It's got a laser exhaust, it's a saucy laser exhaust with 3 tailpipes. I like that. I don't think there's any reason to have 3 tailpipes other than it looks a bit different and a bit sexy. I like that. Number plate under there. Wear and tear, 53,000 miles bent over like that. Oh. Tinted screen. What else? Wavy discs. Of course it's got wavy discs. It's a 2005 Kawasaki ZX6R Ninja. 1,500 quid to 2 grand. Is it humanly possible to have more fun for that amount of money than you would have on that motorcycle? Oh no, here we go. Felipe, you know what's going to happen, don't you? I've got to get down. We've got to get down, Phil. We've got to get down and pay homage because truly we are not worthy. Urban Tiger, baby, 1995. CBR900RR. Urban Tiger. Very low mileage. What? Hold on a minute. 18,500-ish. It's just rolling round at the moment. Which, as it's, oh goodness me, over 30 years old. It's no mileage at all, is it? I did 400 odd miles the other weekend on an MZ. Yeah, this thing's only done 18,000 and a bit since 1995. It's the Urban Tiger Fireblade. This bike it looks completely standard. Maybe it's got wavy discs, let's have a look. No, standard, standardo. Maxton it says there, so I'm assuming that means that Maxton have been at the forks, and have they been at the rear suspension? I think they might have. Can we confirm that? No, we can't. But, I mean, you could put a sticker on, as my dad used to say, it says Omo on the bus, but they don't sell it. So just because it says Maxton, don't assume that. I had a Blackbird, Honda Blackbird, I hasten to add. I also had a Blackbird, but let's not go into that. So, yeah, Maxton. I had a Blackbird with Maxton front and rear, and it was a transformed motorcycle, but I'm not saying that this 1995 CBR900RR Fireblade Urban Tiger has got Maxton suspension. It's had a life, this one. There are some chips, there's a nick there in the fairing, marks everywhere, bit of wear on the fork leg, that would polish up. Mirrors are good. I think 95, this was the year they made the mirrors that actually worked, which is why they aren't as attractive. They've been banged and cracked. I bet this was putting it in the garage. That's rotten. That one's good, that one's rotten. That one needs replacing there. Laser exhaust, it says here. Yeah, I thought, is that the standard exhaust? No, standard exhausts on 90s sports bikes were massive. They looked like Brabantia pedal bins out of somebody's office, didn't they? Bit of carbon there, suffered in the wars, the sport bike wars. Somebody's enjoyed this. Not sure what's happened here on the tank. You lot tell me. There's been some sort of reaction there. Now I'm thinking that wouldn't be Honda's fault. Perhaps it's had a respray at some point. Polished, frame's been polished as well. Of course the frame's been polished. It's a sports bike from 1995. Look, that gives the game away, doesn't it? A choke. From when the hottest bike on the road, oh, by the way, that mirror's busted. This bike needs some love. Are you, low mileage, are you the person to give it that love? You might be. 3,000 to £3,500. Don't know if you'll see a 95 Urban Tiger running on the road, only 2 owners from new, full V5, HPI clear, all those good things. Don't know if you'll see one as cheap as this. 3,000 to £3,500. Wow. Look at this. They keep coming. GSXR750, a great example of the S-Rad. Suzuki Ram Air Direct. They just made that up, didn't they? Because it sounded good. I did like the styling of this bike, the way that they did that. What I also liked was the fact that this was a physically large bike. It's funny, standing here with it next to a blade from around the same period, 3 years later, 1998, it seems physically quite a bit larger. And so I'm going to say Tell me in the comments. More comfortable. I remember doing a long tour on one of these. One of the problems I had, I remember trying to put my bag on there and trying to get it to stay there. It's not happening, is it? Just like discarded the bag. What do you need for touring? I'll tell you what you need. Your credit card, some cash money in your boot, toothbrush, and a quick Lynx Africa. Job's a good one. That's what you need for touring. Never mind all this massive aluminium boxes like your blinking Charlie Bowman going down Tierra del Fuego. You're going to the south of France. There'll be shops. You can buy stuff. 749 liquid cooled, double overhead cam, 16 valve inline 4, Dream Machine paint job. Of course it's Dream Machine paint job. I reckon Dream Machine did a better job than the factories. For me, a proper, fully Dream Machine painted bike just looks better. They made the colours pop. Scorpion silencer in lovely this bike's in the condition of this Suzuki is much better than the Blade that we've just seen. I'm sure that's going to be reflected in the price. The mileage is similar, 23,679. Yeah, the estimate's a bit higher. It's still not a lot. Look at these carbon air intakes here. Saucy. Suzuki ram air direct through there, down these carbon fibre tubes and straight into that fantastic 750cc double overhead cam engine. We've only got one key with this one. We've got the V5. £4,500 to £5,000 on the Gixxer S-Rad. Suzuki ram air direct, since you ask. Honda VTR1000 SP1. What a collection of 90s / early 2000s sports bikes. We might dip into the 80s as well, you never know. 2002 SP1, great colour, superb low mileage example. Standardo, that's been polished. Can't be standard, Honda didn't do that. That's not standard. I'm trying to remember if these were limited edition. It's got a steering damper there, Sprint Pro Race steering damper. Did the SP1 have a steering damper? Tell me in the comments. Adjustable levers, I think they're Honda. Wow, this is in good condition, this bike. Must be mega low mileage. Let me have a look. 5,342. In nearly 25 years. Just over 5,000 miles. People will tell you the SP2 is the one to have, but I mean, even the standard, I had just a VTR1000 Firestorm and I really liked it. I enjoyed owning and riding that bike. This is a different prospect altogether. Homologation special, or homologation special, as I heard somebody saying over and over again on one of these preview videos. Not me, Phil. Do you think I should start doing that? Homologation? No, because that's not the word. That's not even a word, is it? 6-speed, ART, ART twin exhaust. We have the originals. Right, okay. 2 owners, full V5. What a bike. The condition is unbelievable. Look at the tank. Look at the paint. Even here around the ignition, there aren't scratches. The mirrors are perfect. The paint is fantastic. Look at this. This is telltale down here where all crud and horribleness gathers over the years, over the miles. There's none of that. If somebody told you, if you just took a picture of that, sent it to somebody, said, this bike's a week old, you could believe that. It's not a week old. It's nearly 25 years old. 2002 VTR1000 SP1. A superb low mileage example. £9,000 to £11,000. For me so far, much as I love that Urban Tiger Blade, which I think has got Maxton suspension, I'd like to set that up and down the road. I think I'll be able to tell. Probably not, but I think I would. I like to think I would. This might be the bargain so far. Yamaha YZF-R1, the landmark Generation R1. Nearly 25,000 miles. Non-standard paint, surely. Yeah, like a, is it though? Like a sort of Mulberry Yamaha colours, white, red, black, Yamaha Racing. Steering damper on this one from I can't read that. E-print, S-print, Sprint. Ah, yeah, same as the, same as the one you've just seen, Berry. Sprint steering damper on it. Akrapovic, we're in the Akrapovic era, aren't we? I got told that Akrapovic got going with titanium and all that because they bought a load of titanium from the Russian Air Force on the cheap. and nobody else could compete. They've kind of taken the market, haven't they? There used to be loads of aftermarket exhaust manufacturers, and now there's kind of just Akrapovic, really. 25,000 from new. They're all, what is it with 25,000 miles? 25,000 miles, then you stop riding them. Forward incline, inline, 4-cylinder, 4-stroke, 20 valves. What were these about? 150, 160 brake horsepower. What a machine. Öhlins on the front. Is it Öhlins around the back? It surely is. Yes, it is. Look at the condition. The paint's fantastic. 25,000 miles. There's some wear here on the top yoke where the key ring's been battering that as he's been going along. Paint's great though. That's obviously been redone. Mirrors are good. Tyres on this one are... Oh, they've got some wear. They've got plenty of life left in them. It's got a pillion. You're brave getting on there, aren't you? This is aftermarket, the fuel filler. These crash bungs obviously are aftermarket. These diddy little indicators. Do you know what? Generally, I go around a bike and I want to put back to standard the modifications that people have done. Braided lines here, Goodrich braided lines. But I wholly approve. The tinted screen, the lines, the indicators. For what it's worth, the Akrapovic, for what it's worth, everything that's been done to this has improved this motorcycle. But stop there, and stop there, he or she did. Oh, I can't believe how much you can own a bike like this for. 25,000 miles, 2004 YZF-R1. The definitive 21st century sports motorcycle. 3,250 to 3,750 pounds is our estimate. Don't forget there are fees. All that good stuff, the information that you actually need as opposed to my rambling anecdotal what's it, thank you Phil, is available on our website, which is very good. Manor Park Classics. Let's go Italian, why not? RSV1000R. 999cc liquid cooled V-twin. I think we talked about this before. I didn't have one of these. This is in the Tuono, wasn't it? And the Falco. I had a Falco, in fact I had two, and I've still got a Capo Nord, the adventure bike, which is a version of this engine. It did a lot of good work, this motor, back in the day. Great history file on this one. Great colours, Chesterfield Racing. Doesn't say Chesterfield anywhere on it, does it? It's had a Siggy delete system for some reason. I think it actually looks better without that. Because most people don't even know what Chesterfield was. I mean, Chesterfield's a town in Derbyshire, but abroad, Italy, big Siggy brand. Carbon fibre everywhere on this one because it is the RSV1000R. It's done 6,188 kilometres from brand new, which was 2008. I think we've mentioned that. Again, I asked the question, where do we get these bikes, lads? The lads do a great job here, apart from Phil. The lads do a fantastic job, but where do they find these bikes that have done no miles like this one? I don't know, but I'm glad they do, because then I get to rant and rave about how fabulous they are. Look at all the carbon on here. Those deflectors there, carbon front mudguard, little bit of a chip in the front, but there you go. Very good condition, everything down here, the tyre, the wheel, the disc, the forks. That's where you see the wear and tear. That's where people don't clean. That's where, you know, they sort of, I don't know, jet wash their bike off or something terrible. Don't jet wash your bike. It forces it forces water into, not air, water into places where water shouldn't go. Bucket, sponge, if you must, and then some lovely soft rags. Yeah. WD, go round. Tinted screen. 4 to 4,500. Phil. Right, just imagine me on my knees again. Phil can't be getting down like that. He's not the man he used to be. Time's cruel. 1998 Ducati 916 Biposto. 2 seats. In other words, come on, love. Come on, significant other. This is the Biposto. Get on the back there. Look where the peg is, look where the seat is. The only thing that's good, I was going to say thing, please don't think I'm being a horrible sexist. That's not my job. I don't do that. The only thing that's going to be Biposto on there is like a macaque or something Not a human, surely. Kylie Minogue would be cramped on the back of there, wouldn't she? Can you imagine Kylie on the back of your bike? I can. 17,527 miles. Yes, it's a UK bike. Ducati Leeds it was sold out of back in 1998. So this is a 916 liquid-cooled 90-degree V-twin, or L-twin if you prefer, because it's 90 degrees. So it's not really a V, is it? If you did like 90 degrees, nobody'd think, oh, that's a V. They'd think that's an L. 4 valves per cylinder, lovely low mileage example. Owner states that the belts have been done, important, on these V-twin Ducatis from back in the day. How old now, this one? Oof, nearly 30 years old. We've got the service book, 2 keys, old MOTs, all that sort of stuff. It's been kept in fantastic condition. This gold paint flaked. Oh, these bolts here could do with replacing. They're letting the side down. Obviously, they're doing their job. They're not a problem, but they are letting the side down a bit. Might like to see braided hoses on this. Standard indicators. Standard, 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 standard. That's rare. Standard pipes, not even termies. Look at that. The most beautiful motorcycle ever made? No, but definitely top 5, possibly top 3. The single-seater, the monoposto, is possibly a bit more desirable, but I was going to say not as practical as if that back seat's practical. Actually, it is, because you can get a bag on there and it'll stay instead of it slipping around, and you can fasten it on underneath. Although, if you do put anything under there, ask me how I know, like a bag full of money, you might have a problem because it gets a bit hot. Don't do that. Don't put anything under there that is like fragile in any way, shape or form. Promise me you won't do that. £9,000 to £9,500, can you believe? 4 figures. There are fees on top of that. Check our website. £9,000 to £9,500, 98 Ducati 916 Biposto. Honda CBR 900RR Fireblade. Tado, the father of the Fireblade, all hail Tado. This was the last one that he did, and this was his favourite. He was there for the original, and he was there for this one in 2003, the 954. Lots of people think this is the sweet spot in the story of the CBR 900RR because it has the increased performance of this generation, the 954. It's not as fast as newer ones, but it's a physically larger motorcycle and was designed and engineered by Honda, by Tado, the great Tado. All hail Tado! To be a more usable motorcycle, to appeal to a broader spread of potential buyers and users. Later blades are more focused, and by more focused, I mean more uncomfortable and harder to ride. So that's why I say this one is the sweet spot, and this is a particularly lovely example. Under 20,000 miles in the last 23 years, so just over 1,000 miles a year, in fantastic condition. I'm looking around in all the right places and all the wrong places for signs of horribleness, and I don't see them. I see a bike that's obviously been well cared for in its life and is in... I will tell you, if I see something that I think's an issue, I'm telling you, because I don't want you to buy it and then write nasty things about us and me on the internet. So we have a good look round. We try and tell it like it is. It's just great. It's in fantastic condition. See, the reason I sound so surprised is because if you saw my bikes, you'd go, wow. I don't know. I genuinely don't know how you get to 20,000 miles with a motorcycle and have it looking like this, other than you spend a ton of money to get it looking like this. Scorpion pipe, tinted screen. That's about it in terms of it being different. That hugger on the back looks aftermarket. But apart from that, it's as it came out of the factory. And like I said, the father of the Fireblade, this was his last hurrah, and he said, of all the bikes I ever did, this is my favourite because this is the best looking, best riding of all the blades. Could be yours, £4,500 to £5,000. Yamaha FZR400R SP, an ultra rare JDM motorcycle, an import from back in the day when people like DK, Fastline, West Coast were bringing in a ton of these very affordable, low mileage machines from Japan, the likes of which we hadn't really seen in the UK. And some people made a lot of money in a very short period of time. And why not, I say. 39,621, they're going to be kilometres. They are, so just under 40,000 kilometres from new. 400cc liquid cool 4-cylinder inline 4-stroke, an absolute jewel of a motor. Do you get a kickstart on these? I'm having a look. I think they might have thought a Kickstarter was a bit sort of old school. You get a choke, yeah, because it's from when? 1987. Yeah, recently restored. Well, obviously the paint's great, stickers are great, decals if you prefer. That swinging arm's been polished. Hey, look at these polished wheels. There's too much shiny stuff there for me. Because it wouldn't be shiny after a bit, and then you think, oh, I must polish that back wheel. It's going to take me quite a while to do that. Oh, and then I've got to do the swinging arm and the exhaust. This exhaust's been in the wars. X-up, exhaust ultimate power valve, of course. What a fantastic kind of pint-sized version of the bigger bikes, like the 1000, which I had, that we got over here. Cheap for what it is. 2,750 to 3,250. You won't see another one. R6, carburetor-fed super sports motorcycle. The stats about the R6 are absolutely astonishing. This one's from the year 2000, 26 years old now. I was looking at something the other day and it said it was a proper independent test by an American magazine. They used to do the American magazines. British magazines dealt in opinion, which is great. Fast bikes, performance bikes. This is what I think. American magazines were like quarter mile time, roll on acceleration, top speed, fuel consumption, all independently tested. I'm going to say something now, and you're going to say, you're absolutely out of your mind, Berry. I read it last night. They got 83 kilometres an hour, 83 kilometres out of this R6, this generation of R6, in first gear. First gear. And it's got another 5. That's nuts, isn't it? 600cc liquid cooled inline 4. This one was part of a small private collection. We've got the book pack, all the old MOTs and stuff like that. Standard exhaust on an R6. When's the last time you saw that? Look at the size of it. Change that and you lose. It's like a 1/7 of the weight of the entire motorcycle, isn't it? Look at the size of that. Get rid. Glad that it's there though. Goodrich lines on this one. No wavy discs. Indicators have been subtly replaced. Not sure about these grips. Somebody's been shopping like a billionaire on Temu. These levers, I think they're the standard ones and they've just been polished. Missing the bar end weights. But is that a good thing or a bad thing? Bit of a sort of faux carbon sticker on there and that. Apart from that, oh, rear indicators. Again, I'm not sure about them indicators. If your indicators are too close together, people can't tell which is which, can they? I mean, look how close together they are. You know, these are just things I'm pointing out. Do you know what you'd be able to get really easily and cheaply? Standard ones. Off Fireblade. There'll be loads because everybody took them off. Pennies they'd cost you to put it back to standard. 25,551 miles. Valid MOT. 22 to 27. Thousands of pounds, is our estimate. Don't forget the buyer's premium of 15% and a minimum charge on bikes here at Manor Park of £300 plus that. Yamaha, oh, I like this. Yamaha YZF-R1 4 XV. Or is that are the X and the V being used in the Roman style, you know, to denote a number? Or is it just X and V? What year? 2002. 998 inline 4-cylinder. Blue dot calipers on the front. I like it in black. I've never seen a black R1 before, but I like it. There's some polishing gone on here. It's subtle. Black screen, all in black. Like Mike Tyson when he used to come out in 2002. Black boots, black trunks, no entourage, no music, just a bell tolling. Dong, dong. Yeah, the baddest man on the planet. And this was the baddest motorcycle on the planet back then, wasn't it? A UK bike from new, this one. Delcovic exhaust. Tiny thing there, saving mucho weight. Lots of black powder coating as well as that going on with the wheels, side cases and what have you. 21,812 miles. 2000 yeah, this is the old, not the Big Bang, which of course weren't Big Bang R1s, but that's what people call them. We'll go into that at a future date, I'm sure, whether you like it or not. Full V5, all the good stuff. 2,000 to 2.5. How is it that you can have something this exotic, this fast, this much performance, literally a legend, in full running order, 2,000 to £2,500? I'll tell you why, it's because they were so popular. Because they were so popular, they sold so many of them because they were so good. That's why they're so affordable. If that was some Exotica and it had a different name on it and it had everything else that it's got, it'd be a lot more. But it's not, it's a Yamaha. The service intervals on these were legendary. It had all that performance and then people thought, oh, you'll need to service it every 2 minutes. And Yamaha went, no, no, no. First major service, 10,000 miles. People couldn't understand how they did it because they built up a massive amount of experience with how to do that. And we'll come to that later because we've got a very exotic Yamaha racing motorcycle in the room. Look forward to that one. R6, 2001. Very similar to the other one. Oh, it's got a funky modern type exhaust there that looks a bit like some sort of strange sea creature. Saving much weight and making lots of fantastic noise. Look at that. How many fingers can I... Never mind that. I shouldn't really do that, should I, Phil? No, Phil's shaking his head. Not for the first time today. Right, let me tell you what's not good on this. It's had a repaint at some point and a sticker kit. Monster Energy job there. What else? Mum. Tribute to Mum. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with loving your mother. Right, not too much else to tell with this one. It's an R6. It's from 2001. It's done. We don't know. TBC, because we haven't been able to switch it on for whatever reason. The battery's dead. It's just arrived. The lads haven't had time to do it. Looks like it's had a life, this one. I'll bet the reserve is low, or the estimate. It is 3,750 to 4,250 on that one, the 2001 Yamaha R6. Now, I do like this. Old but gold, the lads say. No kidding. Hey, it's a Chris Walker replica. Chris the Stalker Walker. Me and him opened a motorbike shop once. Together, me and him, double header. Chris Walker, he was a good laugh, good lad. And amazing on the bike, never gave up. He was tenacious, wasn't he, Chris Walker? And what a career he had. The longevity of it. Anyway, this is a bit of a Chris Walker replica from 1998, 21,657 kilometres. Of course, it's a 750cc liquid-cooled double overhead cam, 16-valve inline 4, carbon exhaust, well, carbon silencer from Aprilia. We've got carbon guide there, bit of carbon there, carbon, 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 everywhere. Lovely, look at that, the Stalker, Chris Walker. It kind of, because I get it, because he's called Walker and he sort of stalked his rivals, didn't he, on the track. He'd like harry them, you know, bite at their ankles, so to speak, like the aforementioned tenacious terrier. But Stalker, today, probably wouldn't work, would it? You'd end up on a list. Single-seater, of course. Chris is racing number 9 on there. Little number plate. This your motorcycle, sir? Yeah, want to have a word with you about your number plate? Yeah. Sorry, Ossifer. Look, here's a video with Steve Berry going on and on about it. And it had that number plate on it when I bought it. That's what I'd say. It's up to you. Get a legal one, whatever you like. Right, it's a bit more than the others because it's so lovely and it's quite rare. ZX7R. From 1998, £6,000 to £6,500. Look at that, you see the difference between a proper racing screen where you can fully get in behind it and the sort of sexier, saucier ones that they put on road bikes because we don't actually really need to tuck down. Chris, quite a diminutive chap, tough nut, but a little guy, he'd fully get in behind that. Not me, obviously. I mean, can you believe people like Terry Reimer and Rob McElnay used to race motorbikes at like the highest level? Great big lads. It'd never happen now, would it? You've got to be Diddy. You'd be useless, Phil. Too tall. Well, you'd be useless for all kinds of reasons, but just too tall. Top riders now, they're like, yeah, big or smaller. Because they can, it's all about the aerodynamics, isn't it? Tucked in behind there. Anyway, that's a story for another time. 2000, again, I should be on my knees. One of the greatest motorcycles of all time. Top 10 or top 5? I think top 10, I'm not sure about top 5. Let me know what you think. Gen 1, the best. 2000, Gen 1, Hayabusa. 1298cc, 4-stroke, 4-cylinder, liquid-cooled, double overhead cam. The speedo goes up to 220 miles an hour. This bike was so tunable, wasn't it? What is it with Suzuki? We've had a fella from my part of the world who's passed on recently, Pip Iam from the Village Bike Shop. And that guy was a legend. And the amount of power that he got from Suzuki engines in his drag racing career and in his shop, tuning bikes for other people and putting massive big bore kits on them and all that. Why did Suzuki make their engines so strong? People regularly get 300, 400, 500 horsepower at Hayabusa motors. Go on YouTube. Well, not right now, because you're on YouTube now watching me, so don't go on YouTube. Later, go on YouTube if you haven't seen it and watch people, particularly in the States, getting these engines up to outrageous power outputs. This one's more or less standard. We've got an Arrow exhaust on it. I'm looking for anything else that isn't standard. Tank protector, that's about it. Everything else that's there is as Suzuki intended. Not the best looking bike in the world, obviously, but that's because it was designed to travel safely and securely at very high speed for extended periods of time, which it was absolutely capable of and still is today. 26-year-old this one, mileage 13,729. We've got a fresh clean MOT on it, a folder full of documents including the owner's manual. We have 2 keys and the V5, the estimate £4,500 to £5,000. Find one as clean as that. Absolutely fabulous. The Hayabusa. Oh, it's got a quick shift. Yep. It's got a quick shifter on it as well. That wouldn't have been cheap. They're expensive to find and to fit. A lot of work to put them on. More than you think. You think, I just bolted on. Not that straightforward. YZF-R, God, an embarrassment of riches really, isn't it? Look at this. 2009 R1, the last pre-crossplane model. So the crossplane ones are the ones they call Big Bang, and they're not. It's just that there's a short period between the 4 cylinders firing, so during the revolution of the crank, the engine can have a little bit of a tiny little rest and dissipate heat and get air in and exhaust gases out. So, history lesson over. Let's think about this one, the specific bike that we're talking about. From 2009, low mileage, 12,000 from new, miles or kilometres, that's miles. Owner states it runs and rides, it'll need a battery, 2 keys in the fob, HPI clear, data tool alarm. Standard exhausts? Yeah, I think so. Everything else standard? I think pretty much, yeah. Apart from that tank protector, I can't see anything else. Yeah, so if you're looking for a nice, clean, low mileage standard one, it's got a scuff there. Has it been on its side? I don't think so. I don't think so. They're aftermarket, obviously. But the levers are standard, which tends to indicate it hasn't been dropped, because the first thing that suffers is the lever, isn't it? And then nobody replaces it with the standard ones for all sorts of reasons, like they're really expensive and you can get some saucy adjustable ones for a lot less. So people tend to do that. Ask me how I know. Well, yes, I've just done exactly that. My bike fell over. I looked at how much the standard levers were. I thought, you're joking. Got some saucy Pazzo adjustable ones instead. Suzuki GSXR750. Oh, it's the 90s. And the funny thing is, the shell suit that Phil's wearing today is exactly these colours. Did you organise that, or is it just a happy coincidence? He says it's just a coincidence. 3 to 3,500 on this one. Superb and very original bike. Standard exhaust, yes, Suzuki, and then the sort of part number and the whatever number that it's passed some sort of noise test. Yeah, cool, blimey. Did we really ride around on things this lurid? We did, didn't we? And it was great. A bit of colour in a grey world. Come on. And some excitement and fantastic performance. Again, I draw your attention to the fact that if Felipe can just come round here, you'll see that this bike, despite being a 750, not a litre bike, is physically bigger than anything else that we've seen in the last sort of 9 or 10 bikes. Because back in the day, bikes were physically larger, weren't they? Because they couldn't make the engine smaller. They were trying all the time to centralise mass, to reduce weight, to make the engine smaller so it wasn't so tall, so you lowered the centre of gravity. But in 95, do I keep saying the 80s? It does look 80s, doesn't it? 95 Suzuki GSXR750, 44,614 kilometres, 6-speed chain drive. While I'm waffling, I'm looking round, I'm looking for wear and tear, I'm looking for issues that I can alert you to. I don't work here, obviously. They just employ me to describe these bikes to you. So I'm trying to tell you what I honestly think is going on. That's surely aftermarket. Well, when I say aftermarket, it's just been recoloured to match as closely as possible the colour of the tank. It must have had a respray. Must have. Or did it? Perhaps it's low mileage. It is 44,614 kilometres. So it's been brought in from somewhere else. It's not a UK bike. We definitely had these in the UK, didn't we? Kilometres. But where's it been brought in from? The States? No, kilometres. Why would they have kilometres in the States, Berry, you fool? Who knows? What we do know is what it's done, that it's in great condition, mostly original, almost all original. They're different. Not much at all is different. And we think £3,000 to £3,500 on the Suzuki 1995, looks 80s, is 90s, 1995 GSXR750. 2000 Suzuki GSXR750, a classic superbike for the road. Yes, all sorts of saucy bits on this. I mean, it's good enough as it is. GSXR750 2000. 2000, yeah, the year 2000. It's confusing, isn't it? Because obviously it's not a 2000, it's a 750 liquid cooled double overhead cam, 16 valve inline 4, and it's got a superbike build on it. So we've got these forks. We've got, that's not the standard screen, is it? It's higher. It's like a race screen, a proper racer screen with that brace on it. These bars and this top yoke are different. They're race. This is racing kit that's on it. The exhaust is an RS3 Yoshimura, not cheap at all by anyone's standards. We've got all the gear here, which you'd have if you were going racing and you quickly needed to move from slicks to wets to intermediates or whatever you were doing. So it's got, one of the lads, Rob, said, Resto mod, Steve. I thought, yeah, bang on, it is. It's not been converted into a true superbike, but it's a road bike, which by virtue of their quick release fuel tank and everything, it's got a lot of trick kit on it, is what we're saying, at great expense. We looked up how much these cost. RS3 Yoshi stainless exhaust like that. A ton of money. It's got some really nice gear on it. It's in great condition. It's done under 20,000 miles from new. The paint is mint. The front end could, yeah. So that's carbon. This has all been played with so that it's better, more expensive. We've got even domino grips and stuff like that, just to give the appearance of an on-the-road race bike, but with the practicality of a road bike from the year 2000. Estimate on that one, £7,500 to £8,500. Honda CB900F Hornet. These are good. This is the detuned blade engine, isn't it? 919 liquid cooled inline 4-cylinder with a 6-speed manual. I like these high-level exhausts. Yeah, some people got a bit of the wrong idea about the Hornet. They thought, oh yeah, it's a cheap commuter bike. It's like a Bandit. Not really. Honda realised that they had sports bike customers who were cracking on a bit. You know, none of us are getting any younger, Phil. This is why, you know, I'd be on my knees a lot more if I thought Phil could get down there as well. But I think one of these days he's going to get down there and then we're going to have to, you know, call for assistance. So I don't do it as much. Wrong. The Hornet, especially this one, the CB900F, is not a cheap commuter bike. It's an upright sports bike. 2 owners from new, 2 keys, full V5. There's not a mark on it. You know, if there was, I'd tell you. Look at that. Look at the mudguard. Headlight, back of the clocks, all this, back of the mirrors. Must have had a big garage, this fella. He hasn't banged it against things in the dark. Look at the polished rims on that, and look at the fork leg. Look again. Again, I say, where crud gathers and gets in, and people who don't clean properly. Absolutely lovely. That's aftermarket, but that's about it. Has it got smart water, protected by smart water? Yeah, that was a big deal back in 2005, wasn't it? That's been polished, the rims have been polished. It's all lovely. How many miles on this one? Can't be a lot, can't be. 21,214, it's going to be a bargain. 2,500 to 3,000 on not just a cheap commuter bike, a proper sports bike, but a more upright one. A deliberate move by Honda. I think they saw what other people were doing. Ducati with the Monster, would that be right? To say, the people want the engine, but they don't want to sit like that because they're cracking on a bit. They want to sit more upright. So in between everybody moving on to adventure bikes, as they call them, we have these. Really good bike. I know a lad that's got one of these and he knows his bikes and he buys and sells, he flips his bikes all the time, but he keeps his 900 Hornet. 2,500 to 3,000 pounds. Kawasaki Z1000 ABS, it's got this one. It's a Sugomi edition. Look at the seat on that. What's that? Bagster. Yeah, that's not standard, is it? That's not standard. That's rather saucy. Wavy discs. The styling on this isn't to everybody's taste, i.e., it's not to mine. However, it might be to yours. Look at this, it's like a Transformer. Do you remember Transformers, Phil? Yeah, you're younger than me, aren't you? I watched them with my kids. You probably were a kid, weren't you? Yeah. No, don't be coy. 7,413 miles. The Sugomi edition, 3 service stamps. It's had oil and filters recently. Data tool alarm, RNG bungs, RNG tail tidy. Yeah, they've sorted all that out, haven't they? It can be a bit unpleasant back here with all this plastic. That's easily gone. Get rid of that. Get a bit of carbon in the shop. Match up to those Akrapovic pipes. I bet they sound lovely. We've got the V5. It's HPI clear. We've got all that stuff. Super low mileage. How cheap is this? Really cheap. From 2016 with just 7,500 miles on it. The Kawasaki Z1000 Sugomi with ABS and all the gear on it. 2.5, no, 5.5, 2.5. I thought, 2.5, really? No, Berry. 5.5 to 5.7.5. That one, the Kawasaki. Aprilia Tuono 1000R. An animal disguised as a motorcycle, it says. What a big bike. Look how physically big this is. Are you a big lad? Are you like 6'3" plus like my son? Why are our kids so tall? I'll tell you why, protein. Yeah, we were on crispy pancakes and fish fingers. And our kids, super diet, wasn't it? My lad's 6'4". We had a very tall window cleaner. Phil's cracked the first smile of the day. So this is 2011, this one came along. It has, of course, got a 60-degree V-twin engine. Arrow silencers on this one, yeah. I bet they sound fantastic. Nothing sounds like a V-twin, doesn't it? I know we're in the era of the V4, perhaps the last great era of motorcycles before we all go electric. Or we die. Because some of us would rather die than ride an electric bike. You've got to have the drama, haven't you? And this bike brings that drama. Look at all this carbon fibre. Carbon everywhere. Huggers, side guards, engine guards, belly pan, front mud guard, carbon, carbon, carbon. Has it got wavy discs, Berry? Of course it's got wavy discs. Hey, Puig, none of your Timu. Puig rear view mirrors, and even more ridiculous than the back seat on the 916, the back seat on this one. I'm not sure what sort of shape you'd have to be to get your feet there, your bottom there, and your legs round it. Perhaps a squirrel, could you? But not a human being. Who cares? It's a one-man machine or a one-woman machine. Those bars are definitely different, aren't they? Tell me they are. The fat bars. Yeah, like crosser bars. But it's the original Aprilia top yoke. All that gear there. What mileage has this one done? That's what you want to know, isn't it? 10,381. Gillis rear sets. Yeah, it's got rear sets. Oberon clutch cylinder. Some service history. 2,750 to 3,250 pounds for nout. 2011, yeah, 2011. Aprilia Tuono 1000R. Aprilia Tuono V4 by now, 2011. V4R APRC. V4 hyper naked. Yeah, they upped the stakes a bit, didn't they? Is it as physically big? No, but this one's got the standard bars, which means that, yeah, those were aftermarket. Heated grips, adjustable levers. What else on this one, which has had a harder life than the other? Oof, look at these expensive GPR pipes. They are a pricey addition, let me tell you. Full all-ins on this one. Lots of lovely carbon, again. GPR, oh no, GB Racing. So is that, no, that's Italian, and that's British Berry. The carbon's British, the pipes are Italian. I like this, I like the colourway, Italian national colours, because of course, celebrating numero uno, Aprilia, World Superbike Champions 2010. 2011, you've got your V4. We're not in a V-twin era now, we're in a V4 era. Loads of carbon, pretty much standard apart from the carbon, the pipes, heated grips. Bigger mileage on this one, surely. Yes, sir. It's on 31,908 miles, 6-speed. Service history right up until a couple of years ago. And we estimate 3,250 to 3,750 on the Tuono V4R APRC. Look at this, I like this. I've had one of these, a Jawa 350, but it didn't look like this one. Mine looked like a scruffy commuter bike that had a hard life. This one is absolutely mint. 397cc, 4-stroke, single-cylinder, overhead cam engine. Mine was a 2-stroke. Right, okay. Stunning looking, usable bike. Low weight, low seat, big tank on it. Lovely screen, fairing, grips. This is all fantastic. This is not a Jawa like I remember them. Of course, they used to make the speedway bike engines when I went to Bellevue back in the day, in the heyday of men like Peter Collins, Ivan Major, Barry Briggs, and a load of Danish and Swedish dudes whose name I don't recall quite as easily. Ollie Olsen, or was he a rally driver? I think he was a speedway man. Yeah, Jawa made them, but they also made many, many, many humble commuter bikes. But the last thing this is a humble commuter bike. Disc brake on the front. It's a single, but it's got 2 pipes, which would confuse some people. Rear pegs, yeah, it's got rear pegs. You could take a passenger, plenty of room on that saddle. What a lovely thing. And it's got a plate on it. It's not a race bike, it's a road bike. £2,500 to £3,000 on that. One previous owner, A2 compliant, if you're at that point in the licensing procedure that they've made unnecessarily complicated deliberately to stop people getting on motorbikes. Yes, we know. Yeah, they just keep making it more difficult, don't they? Don't let the man tell you can't ride motorbikes, young people. Just get on them and get riding. What a cracking looking machine. That'd be a lot of fun, wouldn't it? You won't see another. Take that to some sort of cafe racer or at the Ace Cafe in London, or I'm trying to think of somewhere like the Ace. Jack's Hill, they have that big event every year. Squires is still there in Yorkshire. Lovely ride over from my part of the world. Go on that, you won't see another one like it, would you? We reckon £2,500 to £3,000, which seems like a bargain. A hand-built bike. Honda MTR125, lovely lightweight post-classic race bike. That is a true racer, isn't it? Liquid cooled single cylinder 2-stroke, RMC registered, ready to race or parade, great spares package, owner's manual. It's a race bike, twin shocks. Look at the riding position. That is extreme, isn't it? That's a proper racing machine, and all you've got in terms of instruments is the only thing that matters. A massive rev counter there going up to 14,000. Look how skinny these wheels are. Last raced at Knockhill, it's got the stickers on it. You ride it with that and that. What a thing. Beautiful hand, brazed, welded, formed frame. To me, that's the thing of beauty. I know the people are going museums and art gallery looking for beauty, but I can just come here and look at that and just think, look at the work there. Wonderful. But it sounds awesome. 5 to 5,500. Benelli GP500 Evocation, reproduction of the famous 1960s GP bike. We've had this one before. It says Janos Saarinen. What an interesting guy he was. You might remember him. You might have never heard of him. If you've never heard of him and you like the Buccaneers, the Barry Sheens, the Kevin Schwantzes, the Freddie Spencers, the Kenny Roberts, the guys who rode the race bike with flamboyance and flair, look up Janos Saarinen. It was like Mick Jagger on a motorcycle. And that's an evocation of the Benelli that he raced. 604ccs, 5-speed, chain drive, race camshaft, Marashoki suspension, period bodywork, Brembo brakes, off you go, ready to rock, 4,250 to 4,750. Here's another one that we've had before. No expense spared on this one, which is probably why the vendor isn't willing or hasn't been willing to let it go for 2 halves of note. He wants some of his money back, at least because, like we say, no expense spared. 736 4-cylinder 4-stroke Suzuki motor with 80 brake horsepower at the rear wheel, a replica of the factory CR750. Not a factory CR750, a replica. Painstaking recreation, a ton of money spent. Felipe is moving around the bike with his expert camera work, giving you some idea of how much time, how much money, how much attention to detail has gone into this fantastic looking machine, which is CRMC registered. We have a large file of all the receipts to prove the expenditure, and the estimate on that one is 11 to 13,000 pounds. We're having a go with it again. That's what happens here. If things don't sell, we put them back. We give it another try. Maybe you get a better bargain. Maybe the vendor gets more money than they might have. That's what happens. That's the system. When bikes are here, they're here to sell. From the day they arrive at Manor Park, they are here to sell. Quite a few bikes don't even make it into the sale. They sell straight away. We're here to sell motorcycles. And what a motorcycle this is. Yamaha TZ750 Evocation, Spondon framed Agostini replica. Oh my God, what a bike. The TZ750, the bike that was so dominant that it ended the 750 Formula Series in America. 9 years on the road, the TZ750 won, and guess what happened? The others said, we don't want to play anymore. We're not going to play anymore. Hello, MotoGP bosses. Are you listening? If a team, a rider, an individual becomes too dominant in any sport, the others don't want to play anymore. Just bear that in mind. That's how good this bike was. They made about 5,500 genuine TZ750s. This is a reproduction with a Spondon frame. We've got these Astrolite wheels, effectively split rims. I think they were made in Sheffield, Astrolites. Put me right in the comments. Rennsport reproduced them about 20 years after they stopped making them. They were reproduced by Rennsport. Astrolite made them originally. They are Astrolites. They just look great, don't they? Heskeths had these as standard. I remember that. Hesketh, if there's one good thing about Hesketh, it was the wheels. It had Astrolite wheels as standard. Maxton suspension, we know all about them. Maxton top yoke, Maxton Spondon, Astrolite, and this 2-stroke, 4-cylinder, inline engine, producing in an original TZ750 back in the day between 80 and, I've done my own work, a reliable 125, or a $1.25 as the Americans would call it. Just one of the great road bikes, definitely top 5, TZ750, definitely top 5 of all time, possibly top 3. And there is an evocation of that bike in a Giacomo Agostini. He winked at my missus at a do. Mind you, I think he winks at everybody's missus. Still does, well into his 80s, what a dude. 40,000 to 45,000 pounds. Because it's all the best of the best. Yes, it's a recreation, an evocation, but the parts that have been brought together to create it. This bike changed motorcycle racing forever. Wide wheels, unbelievable amounts of power from that motor. Power you could rely on as well. And what a sound they make. In Yamaha race colours, be like I go. In your head, only in your head and on that bike. For between 40 and 45,000 pounds, what a machine. 2000 Yamaha R1, great value track toy, this one. 998 inline 4-cylinder, 6-speed. This one's a UK bike from new. It's set up for the track with these tyres. It's got a Micron exhaust. Micron, were they still making silencers? They were, obviously, back in 2000. The estimate on this one, you won't believe it. Obviously, it's just set up for the track. With no V5, there's no plate on it. Penske rear shock. Yeah, set up for the track, ready to go. I'll tell you what, cheaper fun than this. Think about how quick this thing would be and how much fun and the sound it would make and the joy, the sheer joy that it would give you. 1,500 to 2 grand on that one. Bargain. That's the bargain so far. Oh, I do like this. The lads, I watch your videos, lads, that you do before the real one, i.e. the one that I do. I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. And they said, oh, Barry will get all excited about some of these, particularly this one. Well, we've said it before. The 404, which is effectively what this is, a recreation of the 404, was my first bike. That bike was on a P plate from 1970 something. This is a 97 Honda CB400, retro style bike, aimed to, I tell you what, the condition. Stop me in my tracks. Look at it. Look at it. What a lovely thing. I don't think we got these. This one's an import. Is it on kilometres? Yeah. Import from Japan. Well, they didn't think that you needed to have 750 or 1,000 cc's like we did to have fun. They thought, do you know what? You can enjoy a motorcycle that's only got, look at the condition, look at the tank. Oh, is there a chip in it there? Yeah, one tiny mark. Rub, 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 rub. Look, it's gone. I polished some value in, as my mate who's a car dealer. Polish the value in, Steve. What a lovely thing. Must be super low mileage, must be. No, 36,741 kilometres. Sir or madam, previous owner of this lovely bike, it's a credit to you. How you've got it in that condition after nearly 30 years and 36 and something kilometres, I've no idea, but you have. It's a wonderful, lovely thing. We think 3 to 3.5 Yoshimura exhaust on this, but it sounds great. Oh, what a lovely thing. So much fun that'd be to own as well. Just fantastic. So much, so Honda, if you know what I'm saying. That colour's great as well. Suzuki GSF-600, GSF-600S Bandit, so fared, because it's the S, I think. Usable mirrors. Now this is a do-everything bike. Commute, tour, bit of fun on a Sunday afternoon in the twisties. Why not? 6-speed gearbox, liquid cooled of course, one owner from new. We've got a full V5. It's done. 8,181 miles since 2003. I don't know how that happens. I think people have a few bikes. Standard exhaust on a Bandit, that's odd. No wavy discs, what's going on? Completely standard. Oh, actually, tank protector. That's it. Apart from that, a Suzuki and nature intended. It's in good order. It's only done 8,000 miles. This one hasn't really been used for what They intended it to be an everyday bike. It's obviously not been used every day. It's only done 8,000 miles from new. Bag yourself a bargain, it's cheap. 1,500 to 2,000 is our estimate. Don't forget, they are estimates. There are fees on top of that. There's a 15% fee on the hammer price. When Tom bring down his hammer, what do you think from my Tom impression there, Sel? Tom's from the West Country. Great lad, brilliant auctioneer. Flawless he is, Tom, like me. Just see, if you could see Phil's face sometimes when I come out with this stuff. Just imagine what your facial expression is. Well, Phil's doing that as well. I love that. Just because it's such an honest bike. It does everything you'd need. I know it's not the sexiest, the most exotic, the fastest, but it's super cheap for what it is. Next to it, another one. Suzuki GSXR750N Bandit. Yeah, so it's got this little, do we call it a bikini fairing? I think we do. Tinted. Again, is there anything on this bike that isn't standard? This is odd, seeing Bandits with nothing on them. Yeah, tank protector, that's it. No wavy discs, no crash bungs, no engine bars, no funny, wacky Temu mirrors or nothing. This looks, if you put this in a showroom, and oh, hold on a minute, have we had this one before? Is this the one that's done? No. I thought it was one that had done like 7 miles. It's done 10,340, and it is in MPH. UK bike supplied by Claremont Motorcycles of Ashton-under-Lyne, Greater Manchester. Yamaha, Suzuki and Honda dealers. 1997. Pyramid coloured belly pan and nose fairing. Yeah, so they're aftermarket. So this was the unfurred N, and then somebody's added that and that. So they are the only modifications I can find. One owner, original service book, lots of, 2 owners. Original owner and service book, full V5, etc. Anything else to tell you? Not really, apart from get it bought. 2,250 to 2,750. Got to be in it to win it. Another Bandit, but different. Luggage. Is this a 1,200? I think it might be. No, I'm wrong. It's a 600. Because I thought, like touring luggage, Series 2 up touring job, be a 1,200. It's a 600. No reserve, the king of all commuters, it says here. Full hard luggage kit. Is it proper Suzuki stuff? No, Hepco and Becker, who did a lot of stuff for, well, everybody. BMW. My Aprilia had a Hepco and Becker top box and side boxes on it. Oof, it's done. This has done what the others haven't. This has done what Suzuki intended. It's been an everyday bike. Nearly 60,000 miles from new. It's got an MOT till this August. Scorpion exhaust, bar risers for a bit more comfort, a serious long distance touring machine. Right, when you're on it, you can't see it. So you're thinking, it's not in the best of order, Berry. It's had a hard life. It's got chips and scratches and, yeah, but it's MOT'd, it's ready to go, a little bit of a split in the seat, bit of rust coming here and there. It's done 60,000 miles from new. Engine cases. I don't think you'd want to spend money on this. Just think, right, okay, I need a affordable, but say you want to go touring this year. Cash is a problem. Disposable cash is a problem, as it is for so many people. You could still go. This is no reserve. Whatever it sells for this Friday in our motorcycle sale, the May motorcycle sale here at Manor Park Classics, whatever, where the hammer falls, that's it, plus 15%. And there is a minimum charge of 300 quid plus VAT on all motorcycles, which is less than on cars. Moto Guzzi Falcone. Is this the one with the big mad flywheel? No, it's later. The Falcone. These were police bikes, weren't they, in Italy? If you watch an old movie and somebody's going to get bumped off or, like, for some reason, crash through some fencing and go into water, there was a lot of that, wasn't it? And it was obviously so they could do it at relatively high speed. The barrier was made out of balsa wood and the stuntman had crashed through it and then he'd be in the water instead of, like, horribly mangled. So there was quite a bit of that in car chases back in the day. Made in Italy, it says there proudly on the tank. Yeah, these bikes weren't exactly sporty. They were built woods. Woods of Abergele, Ducati, Triumph, Giuliana. What about Moto Guzzi, lads? Come on, because that's what this is. I like the colour, very unusual. Yeah, these were built for all-day comfort and reliability and durability. You know, they'd last down the years. These were, Moto Guzzis have never been cheap bikes, never been particularly affordable. They've always been expensive because they were built to last. Do you remember when that mattered? Valve lifter there, surely. But then what's that? Is that a choke? Is that a choke? That's a choke. That's a valve lifter. Tell me in the comments. 8,231 kilometres is all it's done since 1971. Upgrades to make it more usable, like modern indicators there. We can see that. Tax exempt, MOT exempt, usable example, not Concours. Something's going on with the paint on the tank, although it does look nice. Look at that, the Moto Guzzi logo, fabulous. Because of course, your man Guzzi, he was a pilot in the Great War. Was he in the Great War? He was, wasn't he? Yeah, they were, like so many people in the early days of motorcycling, they were involved in like the aircraft business. Which is why I think wings are so often a symbol. You want to know how much it is, don't you? 3,000 to 3,500. Suzuki GS650G. No reserve on this one. It's had a hard life. What's going on with the tank here? My pal up the road from me, who was a bit older than me and my brother, he had one of these. He was always out in the street polishing it. Because it was a busy street, and I think he thought girls had come by and he might be able to engage them in conversation. In fact, I know that's what he was doing because I used to watch him doing it. I thought, lesson to Berry there. If you're outside on the street polishing your bike, you go, oh, hiya. Oh, where do you live? Do you live down? Oh, do you live down here? Do you like motorbikes? You could look. You could come on the bike with me. Yeah, I'm going to Blackpool at the weekend. Yeah, pick you up Friday. See? Poor Phil. Maybe not on this one now. It's had a life, this one. Big miles, 25,000 since 1982. It's 82. Oh, this one was imported from the US in 2021. We've got the Nova certificate. No plates on the back. It might need one of them. Electric and kickstart. That's handy. Not bad at all. Look at them foam grips when the last time you saw these. Because, of course, not what they were. It's got a choke. Wheels aren't bad. 2 discs on the front, that was rare back in 1982. No reserve on that one, the Suzuki GS650G. Sorry we don't know too much about it, it's just coming. That does happen. Bikes come in at the last minute, we try and get them in the sale. What we like is good variety, that's what we want to bring you. We want to bring you the sort of bikes that you're interested in buying. It's no good having a sort of room full of exotic, really old stuff that nobody's that bothered about anymore. We're trying to sell you this kind of bikes that you want to buy. Like that one. That's why it's been rushed into the sale. And it will go no reserve. It's got style. I like it. Ducati Multistrada 1200 Pikes Peak. I think we've seen this one before. Italian adventure bike with superbike performance. Yeah. Like the Honda Hornet we had earlier, this is a superbike, but it's more comfortable. You've got touring. It's a super touring bike, really, isn't it? So, it's an 1198 4-stroke V-twin with a 6-speed gearbox, Arrow exhaust, keyless ride, full service history to 2023. It's done 16,956 miles, and you won't believe how cheap it's going to go. We reckon 4,250 to 4,750 on the 2014 Multistrada 1200S Pikes Peak. Try saying that when you've only just put your dentures in. Just ready to go, isn't it? Yeah. Ready for more adventures. As is this one. 2012 Ducati Multistrada. As the lads say, one bike to do it all. Yeah. 1198 liquid cool V-twin. Starts, runs and rides. We've got the owner's manual, the service book, keyless fob plus the red key. You've got to have that red key. As I found out buying my ignition bypass kit and button switch operator job off eBay the other day, because somebody has lost the red key to an Italian motorcycle. Somebody. 34,602 miles. Pretty much standard. Surely we've got Termies on it, at least. Yes. Termy Johnny exhausts. Exhaust, I bet that sounds great. All-ins as well. Yes, sir. Lovely. Yeah, it's done some miles. 34,000, doesn't look like it. 4,250 to 4,750 pounds on the Ducati Multistrada. This way. The little Yamaha Virago 535 XV, a classic in its own way because such a successful machine for Yamaha. No ball of fire. No, it was never meant to be. Yes, it's derivative. But for a lot of people, this was their way into this side of motorcycling. And like my upbringing, my tastes are Catholic. And I like anything with, as the great Kevin Cameron has said, 2 wheels, an engine, and somewhere to sit. And this has definitely got that. And the thing about it is, somewhere to sit is a lot lower than it is on the vast majority of motorcycles, hence the popularity of this machine with the ladies. And nothing wrong with that at all. 1,500 quid to 2 grand. This is a great way. Hey, look at them slash cut exhausts on a Virago. And it's got the BS stamp on it, so they can't be that loud. It needs some love. I'm sure there's somebody out there to give it that love. It's all functioning perfectly well. Just done just under 18,000 miles. 2 keys, we've got the V5, 1,500 to 2 grand on the XV535 Yamaha Virago. Suzuki VL1500 Intruder. Bad boy. Yes. Bad bitchin' cruiser, I think you'll find. It says here. 1,500cc air oil cooled V-twin 4-stroke, simply styled custom. In sort of primer grey. Are these actual ape hangers? Let's have a see. I'll get on it. Oof, it's got all sorts of spiky bits on this, Phil. I'll have to be careful. I won't. Have you been injured at work? I'll tell you what. Wow. Oh yeah. I can see the appeal. It's not immediately apparent. And it's got, it looks like a divided tank. It's probably not. Leather trimmed with the speedo and the stuff in the middle like a Harley. Yes, it's trying to be a Harley. Footboards. Wow, look how low the seat is. Yeah. Off you go. If you like that sort of thing, much cheaper than doing it the American way. We reckon that one, the Suzuki VL 1500 Intruder, will go for 1,500 to 2,000 in our sale this Friday at Manor Park here in Leafy, Cheshire. Need some love, that bike. Has it got twin discs? No, that probably won't be a good idea, would it? I'm sure that disc is perfectly capable of stopping it. And there's one on the back as well, just in case. Great big fat Avon tyres as well. They look new. Cheap bike, that, for what it is. CB900C, 10-speed dual-range gearbox. Yeah, it's got overdrive, if you will, this one. Look down there. You've got 2 gear selectors. You've got one for, like, the overdrive and one for the other 5 gears. He said confidently. Put me right, I'm sure you will. 902cc, 4-stroke, 4-cylinder, runs a ride, registered as historic. I like the seats on that. This is custom the way I like it. It's not trying quite as hard. And if you like that Intruder or you like the Virago, it's perfectly fine. We like what we like, don't we? We're all different. But this is a bit more my speed. It's a muscle cruiser, isn't it? Yeah, that's what it is. CB900C. Registered historic, so no need for tax or MOT on that. It was sold new by Cycles of Boulder, Colorado. Call 303-442-4772. Hello, sir. Shaft drive. Yes, of course. Yep. A muscle cruiser. 1750 to 2250 on that one. The 1980, tax and MOT free, 25,000 miles from new Honda. 10-speed. 10-speed. High and low ratio on the gearbox. 1998 Honda VT1100 Shadow. I had an 1800 Shadow. And I'll tell you what, it didn't half go. I was surprised. It looked like that, but it was a bit of a rocket ship. This one isn't. This is obviously intended to evoke the best-selling Harley-Davidson Heritage Softail with the old 1340 Evo V-twin in it. This one has got a 1099cc 45-degree V-twin, single overhead cam, 3 valves per cylinder. 3 valves per cylinder? It's a big bike. Genuine Honda saddlebags, so they'll actually work and won't leak and get all your stuff. You don't want damp pants when you get there, do you, Phil? No one wants damp pants when they arrive somewhere. Bit of a rack on the back, obviously a dual seat. Footboards for the significant other on the back there. Has it got a stereo? It's got a stereo! Oh, hold on a minute, it's got like a phone charger and all that sort of thing. No, it hasn't got a stereo. Right, it needs some love, this one. It's done 21,875 miles from new. Cobra exhaust system. MOT history for the last 6 or 7 years, and we reckon £2,000 to £2,500 on the 1998 VT1100 Shadow. Your neighbours will think it's a Harley Davidson. It doesn't say Honda on the tank, it just says Shadow in big letters. Oh, it does say Honda in tiny little letters. So it's obvious what's going on there. We all know what's going on. Considerably cheaper than the Heritage Softail that it apes, imitates, or is indeed an homage to. £2,000 to £2,500 on that one. Moto Guzzi Nevada Classic 750IE, cruiser style with high bars. It's got boxes. They're the original Moto Guzzi ones. I'm saying gutsy because look at the colour of me. I've not spent the last week in Bury, have I? I've been in foreign climes with my Italian friends, and they've taken issue with my pronunciation of Moto Guzzi. Now, I can't see a T in it, but they assure me it's Moto Guzzi, so I might start saying that. Moto Guzzi since 1921, of course, one of the longest established makers of motorcycles. This is halfway between a custom and a touring bike. I like that, it's a good concept. Tourer comfort, long distance comfort with these wide foot pegs, the screen there. We've got the bags for all the luggage that somebody who sits on the back might want to take. I'm not a man for luggage myself, not on a motorbike. There's a thing for carrying luggage around, it's called a car. But if that's your speed, and obviously whoever's sitting on the back might be a bit keener on having 4 pairs of shoes on a brief holiday. I don't know why, but let's not go any further with that. £3,000 to £3,500 on that one. Under 10,000 miles from new. We'll start with a boost, may need a new battery. Well, probably. Get it started, take it for a run, and I'll bet that battery comes right back to life. He said confidently, it might not. It probably won't. I'm just an optimist. That's my problem, isn't it, Phil? Yeah, well, he's saying, where do we start? Yeah, so £3,000 to £3,500 on the Guzzi. You heard me, lads, over there in warmer places that have made me a funny colour. Harley Davidson are the real thing. So we've had everybody else's take on it, and here's the original, and some would say the best. Some wouldn't, but some would. And of course, it's going to be quite a bit more when it comes to the asking price. Harley Davidson FXDBI Dyna Street Bob. One owner, super low mileage example. Wow, super low mileage. Hit me. Right, okay. 2005, 21 years ago. Since then, 357 miles. A brand new, effectively, Harley Davidson FXDBI, or DB1. Is it DBI? It's probably I, isn't it? Dyna Street Bob. Is it standard? Right, I'm going to say I, because of course it says sequential port injection there. Street Bob. So that's the Dyna motor, isn't it? Wow. Or is Dyna the chassis? Dyna's the chassis, but it's the motor with the 6-speed box. It's a brand new motorcycle from 2005. It's done 350 odd miles. Somebody's bought it, big ideas about what they were going to do with it. Those ideas haven't come to pass, and consequently, it's arrived here as so many bikes do at Manor Park, and it's available to you, we reckon, for between £5,500 and £7,000. Wow. That is the biggest bargain of the day. Effectively, a brand new Harley Davidson from 2005. Single seat, a bit of that, isn't it? With just this big single seat. No pegs for the rear passenger. I'm sure they could be added, of course. But, as it is, who sold it new? Oh, it doesn't say. The plate is anonymous. But it does have a plate, so we've got the V5. Pillion seats and foot pegs are available. It would help. as has been pointed out, if I actually read the notes, that the lads have gone to great trouble to put together. But sometimes I get excited by something like that. What an opportunity for somebody. And it's great, isn't it? It's not all bells and whistles. It's kind of a, what you need is there, what you don't need isn't there kind of motorcycle. And I like bikes like that, and I really like that. Oh, there's a little bit of a start of, no it's not, it just needs a bit of love, he said, caressing this motorcycle for reasons that probably reveal some sort of deep psychological harm. Anyway, fantastic, what an opportunity, get it bought. But you have to be in it to win it, remember. BMW R100 GS Paris-Dakar. Now, that would be that one. Oh, look at this. Come here, Mr. P. Let people have a look at this wonderful motorcycle. From 1990, the GS, a modern legend. And this, of course, isn't where it started. It started with the 80. But this is the 100. Iconic airhead. Air-cooled heads. Why did early motorcycle manufacturers think that if you had two cylinders, you should lay them fore and aft? That was a terrible idea because you need passing air to cool these things down, because there's a metal going up and down at huge speed in there. Well, not a huge speed in one of these, but you know what I mean. Horizontally opposed twin cylinder, lovely original condition, full toolkit, recently imported from, is it Kamapa? Right, so recently imported, but it's MPH clocks. So is it coming from the States? Yes, I'm going to say that these side reflectors mean that it's a US, it was sold in the US originally. Of course, it's made in Germany. Not like your modern GSs. You're saying, what do you mean, Barry? Not made in GSs, not made in Germany? Well, I might have seen some photographs that have showed GSs. Well, let's not go there. Don't want to get in trouble with the Germans. Got to be a big money, this. Got to be big money. 11 to 13,000 pounds. Very original. 1990 GS with just under 30,000 miles on it, imported from the United States of America. This is where the whole adventure bike thing started with, although Cagiva do have some claim to that as well. So much style, still a very usable motorcycle. Disc brake on the front, you've not just got a big mad drum on the back, obviously. Very usable, very comfortable, great looking bike. 11 to 13,000. Honda Pan-European? Yes, sir. Oh, look at that. Highway pegs. Hey, that's clever. So instead of having the crash bung there, you're sat on this crash test dummy paint job. It kind of is. No, it's the German Tuff. They call it the Tuff, don't they? That's how they pronounce it, Phil, don't they? The TUV. They say Tuff, even though it's clearly a V. They struggle with V's, the Germans, don't they? Well, I'm not having a go at the Germans, but look at this. Honda ST1300 Pan-European. Shaft drive, V4, double overhead cam. Put them back. Somebody's going to walk into that and do themselves an accident. Look at that. Full body wrap. Ah, this is a wrap, so it could come off. Yes, if you wanted it to. Colour-coded top box on the back. 5-speed gearbox, full UK V5. Tinted screen on this one. Have we got a pipe as well? It's hard to tell. I think we have. Let me have a proper look round here. Looks like it might be... oh, no. Hold on. Yeah, that might be standard. Stainless, though. Were this stainless as standard? Easy for me to say. The wheels have been painted yellow. Very good set of Bridgestone tyres on this one. Mileage. 9,700 and something. Under 10,000 miles. You won't see another one like this. You will not. Hey, look how much luggage capacity you've got with this. This is a whole lot of motorcycle for not a lot of money at all. Under 10,000 miles, 20 years old, 500 miles a year on a bike, that's such a serious touring bike. Heated grips, 2-stage heated grips, phone chargers, all sorts of stuff on this bike. £2,000 to £2,500. Wow, is that all? Yes, that is all. That is our estimate. Estimates are only that. They're estimates. They are recommendations based on our past experience and the collective bike stuff that the lads are able to put together. What a good job they do, he said. Bit of a crawly bit that, wasn't it, Phil? I mean it. £2,000 to £2,500 on the ST1300. I can't believe it's so cheap. You know, when I sometimes stare at this screen, I look at the numbers and I think, it can't be that cheap. It's done under 10,000 miles and it's a lot of motorcycle. Well, them's the brakes. MOT till this time next year as well, that one. Right, let's have a look at something a bit more expensive for all kinds of reasons. Not because it's got sort of fantastic retro good looks. I think we've been here before with this bike. The Guzzi V1000 Convert. The first model to be brought to the UK and road tested. Link brakes, you say? Yes. 949 Urcool Transverse V-twin, featured in the magazine Road Test back in the day, 1975. It's recently undergone, I like this, I like the wording. Thanks, lads. A full overhaul. It's not been restored, it's been overhauled. So there's not much evidence of paintwork, maybe that's been done. It's just been cleaned up, gone through, cables have been replaced where that needed to happen. Otherwise, they've let it be. Look how good that saddle is. Obviously, that is a leather saddle, not a vinyl one, and it's from 1975, I would estimate. Somebody's done a little bit of repair back there with a bit of tape, but I would rather they did a little repair than just replace that, because the rest of it is fantastic. What year's this, did I say? 1975, wow. Recent restoration includes hard-coloured, hard panniers, colour matched. We've got the V5. 6 to 6,500. Moto Guzzi integral braking system. Yeah, you push the back pedal, it operates one of the front discs and the disc on the back. You pull the other one, I think on this side, and it only operates that single disc. So the back one does one front and one rear, and it adapts the pressure hydraulically between front and back to stop the wheels from locking up. So it's kind of like a version of ABS. 6 to 6,500. I like this. I had one of these. Wasn't this nice? I like the colours as well. Oh God, look at the condition of this. And they've solved one of the biggest problems of these, which is you'd think that an R1200S wasn't that sporty, the riding position, but I had one, and I'll tell you something, it was, with the original bars, it was a really sporty, track-oriented riding position. Somebody's done an LSL, very expensive LSL, I know because I looked at the possibility of doing it. LSL riser bars, higher bars. We've got braided lines here on the brakes. Well, this is in fantastic condition, much better than mine. Tinted screen with a sort of higher adjustable bit there. We've got these funky little panniers on the back. I like these. Not a big fan of panniers, but for some reason, I like that. I like that, Phil. I'm easily pleased, aren't I? 25,000 miles from new, 1170 flat twin, Urcool 4-stroke, 6-speed. Get this, right, you might think, a bit of an old man's bike that, Berry. 125 horsepower, these things. Yeah, 125. Zard under seat exhaust. Let me tell you something. Like I said, I had one. I had a red one. It got nicked from central Manchester. Oh, what a surprise. My insurers seemed surprised. It was like I parked it up in the centre of Manchester. Of course it got stolen. LSL bars, Zard under seat exhaust, the panniers, the screen. A lot of money been spent on this bike. For some reason, anything you did to a BMW at this time seemed to cost twice as much as what you do on any other bike. Anyway, it's all been done. It'd be more comfortable than mine because of those bars. 3 to 3,500. I'm going to have to revise my bargain hunt ahead and say that's the bargain so far. Get it bought. No good for two-up touring, obviously. That back saddle's not really set for that. But for, you know, if you think, just have a look at the Bosphorus, pop down to the Dardanelles for a poke about, that would be just the thing. Look at it. Look at the condition. The paintwork is fantastic. There's barely a mark on it. What's it done? 25,000 miles. How? MOT till this June. 3 to 3,500. BMW F700 GS, lightweight adventure bike. Yeah, those massive new GSs, they just get bigger and bigger, don't they? The adventure bikes, whether it's the Triumph Tiger, the Ducati Multistrada, or the BMW GS, they just get bigger and heavier. So how about something from 2017 that's a bit lighter and easier to manoeuvre about the place? Look at that, I can get it off there one hand. So it's 798 liquid cool parallel twin, full hard luggage kit. Is it BMW luggage? Let's have a look. Yes, it is proper BMW. Oh no, the side panniers are. Oh no, they all are. Full proper BMW luggage. They've been to Nordcat, Phil. I'm going there in September to host a conference. Yes. Nordcat, I've never been there before. Right, proper up north. Good tyres on this one. Wheels are in great condition. Paint's very good. It's got to be low mileage. It can't be in this condition if it's had a hard life. Let's have a look. 21,600. So it's been places. Aftermarket screen on this one. Bit better than the standard one. More, it's adjustable. You can move it up and down, low or high position. Aftermarket indicators. A lot of good kit on this. Have we got a snorty rorty exhaust? Let's have a look. Snorty and rorty. Or is it standard? Oh, it's probably standard, that. It's in very good condition. Bargain! Free bargain alert. We should have a... Phil, I want you to get like an alarm when there's like a mega bargain. Then we can set it off. What do you think? Bargain! Bargain alert! 3 to 3,500 on that one. F700 GS. I'm going to sit on this. I'm going to sit... Do you know why I'm going to sit on this, Phil? Two reasons. One, because it's got a bell. And you know what I'm like with bells. Oh, it doesn't work. And two, so I can gaze on the loveliness of that monumental motorcycle and not get in the way and upset people. And then they go in the comments and go, Berry, get out of the way so we can see the bike. Look at it. Would you just look at it? 1982 Honda CBX1000. 1,047 cc's, 24 valves, 6 cylinders, 6 carburetors, stunning factory paintwork. Look at that paintwork from 1982. The truth, Honda could not sell the CBX. It was too much motorcycle, it was too expensive, and this was the last of the CBXs. 1982 with the Pro Link rear suspension, the front fairing, the knee guards or leg protectors, and these small hard panniers on the back. We've got 2 keys. It's done. You're thinking, that paint's done really well to survive in that condition, Berry. In fact, look at the respect I'm giving this bike, Phil. It's odd, isn't it, for me? I'm normally all over the place in the way, but I'm letting you show people just how fantastic this is. There are some chips on the corners. I mean, the size of it, the weight of it. As far as if I remember right, this one with the Pro Link and the fairing and the panniers and the crash bars and all the extra stuff, you're looking with a tank of gas, as the Americans would say. And really, this bike was made for the American market by Honda. It's massive. Look at it. The sound of that engine as well. Oh, there's only one bike that sounds like this, and it's the Honda CBX. But at the time, people were scared of the complexity. It was an expensive motorcycle, and they struggled to sell them. 11 to 13,000 pounds. 650 pounds with a tank of petrol, these, in weight. Let me just... Oh, look at it. What a machine. Couldn't sell them. And now we rightly recognise it as one of the greatest motorcycles of all time. 11 to 13,000 on that one. Raleigh Chopper Mark III. There it is. It's pink. Iconic noughties push bike. Yeah, this is the Mark III. They moved the gear changer from there to stop young British men from impaling the unmentionables on the iconic gear changer. Phil, the bell works. I can, and it tells me, this bell, that this bike was sold new by Alan Waite Motorcycles and Scooters of Coventry, the fine city of Coventry, home to so many of Britain's. Raleigh were Nottingham, weren't they though? Anyway, that's the recreation of it. 200 to 400 quid, we reckon. A Jorvik Tricycle, you say? Look at this. Bell don't work. Poof. It's got the same Shimano gear shift as the bicycle. Yes, I came on a bicycle today. Trying to fight the flab. It's not working, is it? Jorvik Tricycle, no reserve, part of deceased estate. It's got 3 wheels, it's got a basket on the front, a basket at the back, no reserve. Tyres are pumped up. 6-speed. You can have a lot of fun on that. I could. Right, hold on. 1983 Moto Guzzi, he said, 1000 SP. Oof, I like that. It's got a lot of style. I like the way it sits. Air-cooled 949 90-degree transverse V-twin, overhead valve, push rods, 2 valves per cylinder. We've got a big bill for the restoration on this one. We'll budget for at least a light recommission due to it being stood for a few years. We've got a pack of receipts and the old MOTs, and we have the V5. This is from 83, so this must be an SP2 because they made the SP1, we'll come to that in just a minute, I think from 80 to 82. This must be the 2. Corbin seat in great condition. That would have been expensive. I really like that. Coney shocks on the back. These pipes are Conti's, I would imagine. Let's have a look. They can't be the original pipes in that condition. Look at this, what's going on here? Plastic sort of K&N like filters there on these Del Autos. That's polished. Protectors there on the cylinder heads in case the bike falls over. Engine bars, again, in case. I love this little fairing. It's very Moto Guzzi, that. The colours are great. This one needs a bit of a recommission. We estimate £3,000 to £3,500. 1985 Moto Guzzi 1000 SP. Yeah, this is the original SP. Do you know what? I think they were 72 brake horsepower, these SPs, but they did 137 mile an hour. That isn't Moto Guzzi. I read the Cycle World test of these when they were new, back in 1980. They got 137 mile an hour on one of these with 72 horsepower. This one obviously needs work. It's very low mileage. We think it's all there. We've got the rest of it in boxes. Oh, look at these pipes. Again, are they Conti's? There's something about a Moto Guzzi. You either like them or you don't. I love them. I think they're great. This one was sold new by Italsport of Deansgate, Manchester. Yes, 1980, around the time that Mike Hailwood famously, perhaps one of the most famous race wins in the history of motorcycle sport, took an Italsport Ducati out of the showroom. They put some big carbs and loud pipes on it, went to the Isle of Man and won. They're making a movie, aren't they, at the moment? Channing Tatum is there on the island. Yeah, making a movie about the CT. 6,700 miles on this one, sold by Italsport. It's got it on the back here. From Manchester, Chester Road, Manchester. 016, well, not even 0161, 061 back in 1980. Italsport. Brown saddle. You could get away with that back then. Now you've been on a list like Phil. Sistema Fremanti Integrale Moto Guzzi. I think that's saying integral braking system. So again, you stand on the back brake, it balances one front disc and the rear disc, pull on this, pull on that side, and it just operates the front. It's all there, we think, in boxes. No reserve on that one. I know somebody that wants this. Moto Morini 500 V-twin. I know a lad that's after this, so if you want to bid, and he'll definitely be bidding. So if you want to bid, get registered or else you can't bid. Go to our website, Manor Park Classics. All the details are there. It'll tell you that there's 15% on the hammer price plus VAT, and there is a minimum fee of 300 quid on motorcycles, which is quite a bit less than on cars. We also sell cars at Manor Park. But on Friday, it's motorcycles and scooters and the odd weird tricycle and bicycle, because that's the way we roll, exclusively. This one, has done 42,000 miles from new. We've got a huge bill for a restoration back in 2005, but we wouldn't want to rely on that because it's more than 20 years ago now. We have a pack of all receipts and old MOTs, the original owner's manual. We have the V5 and the key. It's a beautiful motorcycle, just such a lovely design. Do you know what I do though? It's got heat wrap on the exhaust. If you're building a flathead hot rod, oh, look at that Hagen shock sod as well. Yeah, Hagen's. Kickstart. Oh, feel the compression. And these risers, I've got these bars on my MZ Scorpion, exactly the same. And you can adjust them. You can either put them down or pull them up. Ultimately, just not just like one or two positions. You just undo that, up and down they go to make it more comfortable. If you're like built like, you know, a fine figure of a man like myself, you can adjust it to accommodate your broad shoulders. If you like Phil, bit of a desk jockey, sort of all scrunched up, you can adjust it likewise. Sorry Phil, didn't mean that. My mate will bid. I wonder if he'll pay £3,000 to £3,500 for it. You might spot it and see it for the bargain that it is. Not a future classic, it's already a classic. Obviously it's MOT and tax free. And like I said, it's done 42,000 miles from new. Massive sheaf of bills for work 20 years ago. And since then it's done virtually no miles. But don't rely on that, it'll need a recommission. We have all the paperwork that comes with it. 1979 Moto Guzzi V52. Not V52, V50 second generation. Part of a deceased estate and incomplete. The mudguards are there. Why is it strapped down to this? Oh, because it's not got a stand. Okay, lads. Sorry about that. Rather, obviously, if it's not got a stand now, would it stand up on its own? Yeah, it's incomplete. Registration appears to be transferable. What have we got? Has it got like a sexy number plate? There isn't a number plate. Can't see one. Two front mudguards, or is that a front and a rear? It's a front and a rear. Two disc brakes on this one? Just the one? No. Double disc brakes on the front, not in the best of condition. Obviously it's a project and that is for sale at no reserve this Friday. Moto Guzzi V50 from the 1970s, that's as much information as we have. I love the screen, look at this screen. Come on, look at that. If your heart doesn't race a little bit when you see that, there's something wrong with you. What a saucy looking motorcycle. Love these gold wheels. Hagen shocks on the back as well. Crash bars. What's there with the exhaust is in good condition. Obviously you'd need some silencers. Tank's good. Where's the badging? We don't know. We've got 1, 2, 3 mudguards there, as well as the bit that goes on the back. I like this contoured saddle. Like alligator skin or something like that. It's not, obviously. No reserve on that one. Can't tell you too much about it, so I shall move on. Kawasaki Z650. A bike that's kind of, what would you say there? How much of it is still there? At least half of it. Part of a deceased estate and incomplete. We don't know what miles it's done. It's MOT exempt though, we know that because it's from 1978. But that's all we know. Not too much to tell. That's what there is. Perhaps it'll do you a favour. You need parts, you need engine parts, gearbox, wheels. They're there. The tank, maybe you need the tank. Seems to be in good order. Somebody's had a go at sort of repainting it. No reserve. Another no reserve project is this Honda CB400N from 1979. Right, okay, there's two wheels, there's an engine and there's somewhere to sit. I think I've already said that once today. No plate on it. What else do we know? Virtually nothing. The registration might be transferable, although we're not sure what that is. Some aftermarket shocks on the back. Again, the tank's there. No mudguards. The engine looks like it's had a hard life, but carbs are there, gearbox is there, kickstart. Let's see if it'll kick over. Let's see if I can at least do that for you. See if it'll kick over. Go on. Yeah, compression. Yeah, it's not seized. At least we know that. Some no reserve bargain projects for you. We try and do that. We've got a lot of high-end stuff that's big money, but some nice projects for you there. 1992 Moto Guzzi, California 3. It's done. We don't know. Do we? Oh, hold on a minute. Yeah, we do. Right, okay. 24,200 miles. Yeah, it's in miles. This is a UK bike. Hard luggage, Moto Guzzi luggage. Sold by Eddie's of Leeds, yeah. Still going. Eddie's of Leeds. Rack on the back. It's a California, so you've got this big saddle, nice wide pegs for the pillion passenger, footboards for the rider. Ewan McGregor's got one just like this. It's possibly in better condition. Something's happened with the tank there. I'm not sure what's gone on there at all. It's rusting from the inside or what? You tell me. Because the paintwork seems okay, but it's got those bubbles. It can't react it after all these years, can it? It's good up here. You might just be able to live with that. I don't know. Mileage on it, as I said, 24,200. Not much missing to finish this one off. No screen, quite odd on a California. Is it a 2 or a 3, this one? What did I say? It's a 3, yeah. Very Harley-esque, isn't it? But Guzzi have been at that sort of thing as long as, well, not as long as Harley, but nearly as long. Here's an interesting one. 86 Moto Guzzi Le Mans. Sorry, I'll give you a price on that Cali. What did we say? Is it no reserve? 2,000 to 2,500 on that one is the estimate. Now, here we go. 1986 Moto Guzzi Le Mans 1000 SE. Proper job. Part of a deceased estate and incomplete. Doesn't seem to be much missing to finish this one off. Yeah. Silencers. Yeah, missing off both sides. Anything else missing? Doesn't seem to be. Everything else seems to be there, except covered in dirt, requiring a right good clean and a go through. Mileage. Let's see what it says on here. Right, it's in kilometres, so this one's an import, yeah? But we've got a UK plate on the back, on a D plate. It's done 38,564 kilometres, and we estimate that it will go between 3,000 and 3,500. Wow, Guzzi Le Mans 2. Guzzi Le Mans 2, yeah? What a bike. Be right that when it's done, and it won't be too hard to do. Gotta love a red saddle. Got to love a red saddle. 2019 Royal Enfield Bullet 500 trials. Trials styling, I've done trials, bit of clubman trials myself. I was rubbish, but I had a go. I remember Mick Grant, the great Mick Grant, gritty Yorkshireman, helping me through a section. I think it was the Huddersfield Falcon that had our trials club. He helped me through this section and he recognised me as halfway through the helping process and then said, "Oh, it's you. Oh, it's you." Like that. I thought, well, at least I'm having a go. But he was all right. You know what they're like in Yorkshire. They don't mean anything by it. It's just not very friendly. I'm kidding. 500cc air-cooled single cylinder inspired by Johnny Britton's 1914 competition trials bike, although obviously a lot bigger. Look at that seat up for a trials bike. That's a nice, lovely, comfy. Is it leather? I think it might be. Might be leather, that. Probably not. Rack on the back. Great big silencers on it. Like we say, an evocation of Johnny Britton's trials bike from 1949, but considerably better equipped and heavier and much more suitable for riding down the road on a sunny Sunday afternoon. Great looks if you like that sort of thing. How many miles on it? 3,000 since 2019. 3,000 miles. The estimate is 2,000 to £2,500. Now the real thing. A BSA Hornet. Look at that. No wonder the lads have put it here on this revolving platform. What a great looking motorcycle. 1966 BSA Hornet. 654cc air-cooled overhead parallel twin. This would be a ball of fire, this bike, and no mistake. Look at that little drum brake on the front. And what have you got on the back? A proper, an equally diddy drum. You'd have to be packing what's required in the pants department to master a bike like this. Look at them wide bars as well. And I love that. Just come in and show the good people, Felipe. Look at that. BSA Hornet and the cross-checkered flags. What a great logo. Fantastic. Metal tank, small tank on that. That is what they call a desert sled, isn't it? With these high-level pipes with some guard there to stop you frying your leg on this when it gets hot. In the dunes, as they say. Part of a small high-end collection. It's going to be money, this bike. Not as much as I thought. If you like old British bikes, tell me, is there a faster, better looking bike available? A proper British bike? Is there a more performance and more looks available? Sorry for that awkward sentence, Mr. Daz. Mr. Daz was the English master at the grammar school. He would have hated what I just said. But he would have liked this bike because he was a proper Anglophile. What a great bike. And like I say, where are you going to get all that style, performance and exclusivity for? Because it's a rare bike. £7,500 to £8,000 we reckon the hammer will fall. BSA Hornet. I love it, my favourite so far. This one's lovely. AJS and more affordable. AJS Model 31 CSR. 646, 4-stroke twin, 4-speed gearbox, registration included, registered as historic, of course, there's no tax and MOT. Wow, look at that seat. A seat made for two. Come on, love, get on. Oh, is it? No, look at that saddle. Look at all that padding. You'll be all right. Are you saying I'm fat? No, I'm not saying that's the last thing I'd say. You are, aren't you? No, I'm just saying, look how well upholstered that saddle, not you, the saddle is. Look at all that. Fantastic. This paint's wonderful. I love the colour. Complete running bike, obviously, the CSR. What did that mean? Camshaft? Was it an overhead valve? Let's look at the notes. Look at the notes, Berry. I'll look for push rods around the other side. I do not see them. Yeah, 4-stroke twin, 4-speed gearbox, in great condition. The paint's wonderful. I love this 2-into-1 exhaust. They call that Siamese. They do, don't they? A Siamese exhaust. Hey, look at that. It's unit. It's pre-unit, rather. The gearbox is separate. And it's what year? 1957. Yeah. And this is like a nacelle, isn't it? With all the stuff. Your ignition, mileage, amps. Very important amps. £3,000 to £3,500. Yamaha YZF-R1. 249cc, 2-stroke, single-cylinder, off-road bike, 6-speed gearbox, just had a full restoration, lightweight, it's got an Arrow exhaust. Those wheel rims look like Talon, they might not be, but they do look like them. Like we say, it's had a full restoration, £3,500 to £4,000 on that 2-stroke dirt bike. We've got a 1982 Yamaha YZF-R125G, another 2-stroke motocross bike. What can I tell you about this one? 6-speed gearbox, water-cooled, first year of the YPVS on the off-road tackle, 1982. So in many ways, a significant bike, reflected in our estimate of £3,000 to £3,500. These are just ready to go, these, which is why there's not too much to tell you other than they're ready to go. Obviously, they're not registered for the road. They're pure dirt bike material. 1982 Yamaha YZF-R250G. 5-speed gearbox, mono, X, rear suspension. Yeah, let's have a look. Oof, all sorts of linkages there. Look at these tyres, brand new, full restoration job on these. First year of the YPVS 1982, first year of water cooling. Keep going up, don't we? Small, bigger, bigger. 487 2-stroke single, 4-speed gearbox, plastic, Oakley Performance there. That is a, let's have a look. Oh, right, okay. Front and rear drum brakes. Really? In 1982? Yeah, we were still on front and rear drum brakes. Oof. And a 487cc 2-stroke single-cylinder engine. Only a 4-speed as well. What a beast. Look at that. Fantastic. Just restored. £5,000 to £5,500 on that one. Husqvarna 2016 FC250. Class-leading power. This is proper off-road tackle, isn't it? Seat's got a split in it. Tyres, they're used, but plenty of life still in them. The pipe is good. That's standard Husqvarna. Look at the wear there from somebody's off-road boot. Those off-road boots, they rub there, don't they? They try and keep these things as slim and as light as possible. The vendor states the bike is ready to go. We've got a load of spare panels to go with this one, just in case you should trash it by falling off, because you will, because that's what happens off-road. £3,000 to £3,500 on the Husqvarna FC250, known to be the quickest bike in its class. There's a controversial statement. Put me right in the comments. 2004 KTM 525. Oof, 525. Road registered 4-stroke enduro bike. It's water cooled, of course. In terms of miles, we don't talk about that with dirt bike. We talk about use. It's got 150 hours of use on it. Recent MOT, yep, it's got a plate on the back and ready to go. It's not a motocross, it's an enduro. This is the one with the RFS engine. If you're looking at it, you know what that means and how significant that is. The pistons and valves were checked, the engine was stripped down 5 hours of use ago. We've got the book pack with the owner's manual and the brochures. We have a V5 for this bike. It's ready to go, and we estimate it will sell this Friday in our motorcycle, the May motorcycle sale here at Manor Park in Runcorn, for between £3,000 and £3,500. Don't forget the fees. Go to our website where you'll find all the details. Honda XR400R, road registered Honda enduro bike. Legendary, it says here. You're not kidding, lads. 397, air-cooled 4-stroke single cylinder with Honda's Radial 4 valve combustion chamber RFVC technology. In so many respects, Honda had led the way. Yes, I know I'm playing the same bloody tune on my piano, but every time I come here, I come away with new respect for the Honda Motor Corporation, although I love everything else that's here, obviously. The owner says that this one starts, runs and rides as it should. We've got a pack with receipts for the work done on this bike. It'll have miles on it because it'll have a clock. Yeah, it's done. Let me have a look. Just realised it'll have one. 527 kilometres. 527 kilometres since 2003. Whew, not a lot, is it? And, well, that's what it's showing there. We cannot confirm that mileage, but that's what it's showing. 527. That might be aftermarket. Oh, it's probably not. It's probably Honda. But we can't confirm that, so we don't want to. We're just saying it's up to you. If you can get down here, great. Our sale's on Friday. There's great atmosphere in the room, lots of camaraderie, great enthusiasm. It's a great day out, even if you don't buy anything, although obviously we'd rather you did. Suzuki DRZ400, super moto fun. I had a DR350, quite different and quite from at least a couple of decades earlier than this one. This is a different kettle of fish altogether. Supermoto fun, yeah, look at those small fat Supermoto wheels with wavy discs for road use. From 2003, wow, 23 years ago. It's done 31,340 miles. That is a lot of miles. Somebody's used and enjoyed this bike and loved it. They've looked after it. The tyres are in great nick, the wheels are in good nick. The rest of it shows signs of wear, but it's all there and ready to go. And like the lads say, what a fun machine. Just had a new chain and sprocket and a new battery, a recent service. It's got XL rims, the proper kit, great tyres, Talon big brake upgrade on this one, because obviously on the road you want bigger brakes. You're probably going faster on tarmac than you are on dirt. What a bargain, $1,250 to $1,750 on the 2003 Suzuki DRZ400. It's a Yamaha TT-R250. Enduro, trail, green laner type bike. Yeah, the lads have put green laner, and I would agree with you. Sold locally by Bill Smith Motors from this part of the world, bit of a legend round here. Open Enduro, Yamaha say. Great green laner. If you can find somewhere to ride it, get it bought and get it rode. 2,500 to 3,000 on the Yamaha TT-R250 with 18th, it's an import, Japanese, sold Japanese originally, made in Japan, sold in Japan, rode in Japan. Brought over here, we've got a V5, it was imported 2 years ago, it's done 17,000 kilometres, and I think I've already said £2,500 to £3,000 is the estimate. It's a frantic. They're not frantic though, are they? TX250, a nicely restored twin-shock trials bike. See, we had that Royal Enfield over there. They said, oh, it's like a trials bike. This is what a trials bike is like. It is a motorcycle distilled down into its most essential form. Pure motorcycle. I say again, in the words of Kevin Cameron, the technical editor of Cycle World, the greatest motorcycle journalist in history, apart from maybe Mark Williams, somewhere to sit, an engine and two wheels. That's what you got from Fantic back in the day. A very competitive bike in its time. It runs lovely. It's a 125cc two-stroke, previously restored, ready for competition, and it's for sale with no reserve this Friday here at Manor Park. He said being very careful how he puts that bike back on its stand. Trials bikes shouldn't really have a stand. They're meant to go up against a dry stone wall or perhaps a stile. BMW R67 combination, a stunning example. Look at that. No matter what kind of motorcyclist you are, custom, road race, dirt bike, trials, whatever you are, surely you can't not look at that and think, wow, look at that. Isn't it fantastic? 600cc, air-cooled boxer engine, Stibe sidecar. This is what you want. If you're having a sidecar, get a Stibe. It's designed to go with the BMW rather obviously, instead of looking like it's just stuck on the side. Who doesn't like a rubber saddle? You love a rubber saddle, Phil, I know that. Come on. Sean has been on display in a BMW dealership for a very long time where it was air conditioned and heated, so it's been kept in fantastic condition. The estimate is £7,500 to £8,250, buyer's premium of 15% and a minimum charge of £300 plus VAT on motorcycles, scooters and motorcycle and sidecar combinations. 1980 BMW R80/7 combination, running bike, a Squire British built sidecar in fiberglass, a nice tinted screen and more or less a car seat there for your passenger. So if your significant other isn't exactly enamoured with the pillion seat, the very generous pillion seat of a motorcycle like this one, they could always ride in the sidecar, which has a rollover hoop for safety and these sort of crash bars that go all the way around it. This one's got BMW Krauser panniers, hard panniers on the side, an aftermarket Givi top box, that's a good brand, an aftermarket fly screen on the front and some sort of kind of, whatever you would describe those as. Now, it's not got the Earl's forks that earlier BMWs would have, or the later telelever forks. It's got telescopics, but they've got like a kind of wacky steering damper there, because obviously that's a motorcycle tyre, but it never goes off the middle. Tyre's in very good condition, by the way. This one's done some miles. Let's have a look how many. 52,810. Shaft drive, electric start, full UK V5, HPI clear, 3,250 to 3,750. I like this. This is stylish. Royal Enfield Interceptor 650 combination, like new, with a Watsonian type sidecar, which looks very much like that Stibe that we just saw on the BMW. But it's not, it's a Watsonian, made in this United Kingdom. It's fiberglass, very stylish, looks like it was designed to go with that Royal Enfield Interceptor. Don't be thinking that's like the Bullet. This 650 Interceptor has got quite a lot more performance than a Bullet could ever hope to imagine, and yet it's still got that vintage. Is it vintage? No, that's older. Let's say classic. That classic style with the two-tone paintwork and the pinstripe, fork gaiters, the big chrome headlight, high bars for comfort, very decent saddle. These Interceptors are really good bikes. They're fantastic value for money. They're not the equal of like a Triumph Thruxton or something like that, but they're so cheap, they're so affordable. 2022 this one's from. It's done 1,200 miles from new. Would have been expensive, this combination. We got the owner's manual and the V5. As I say, 1,200 miles. The MOT till August this year. 5,750 to 6,250. The Royal Enfield Interceptor 650 combination. Who doesn't like a Honda Lady Dax? Well, not me, because I love them. ST70, very low mileage in great condition. One for the ladies, bit like our Phil. The Dax, because it's resemblance to the Dachshund, or in German, the Badgerhund. That's what they were for, badgers, putting down holes after, not badgers, Dachshunds. Stick to the bike, Berry. Okay, it's got lovely floral seats and floral motifs. It is low mileage at 3,485. You wouldn't expect it to be high mileage, would you? And it would be a lot of fun. 2,750 to 3,250 with just 3,500 miles since 1975. Yes, it's over 50 years old. The Honda ST70 Lady Dax. Kawasaki H1A Mach 3 499 inline 3-cylinder air-cooled 2-stroke. It's got the current owner for 27 years. Drum brake on the front, because you wouldn't want a disc, would you? I mean, it's not like that engine's an absolute screamer and produces a ton of horsepower and acceleration, and that this thing was faster than any road-going Jaguar, Porsche or Ferrari in its time. Look at the styling as well. One of the best looking bikes ever made. The triple with the ripple, baby. Come on. It's an import. We've got the side reflectors there, and it's mile per hour clocks. Oh no, nope. Wrong. Read your notes, Berry. Early British points model. Yeah, this one's on points and a drum brake. Wow. Yeah, it's a transitional time, isn't it? 1971. I think more than at any other time in motorcycling, this was a period of transition. Wire wheels to cast wheels, drum brakes to disc brakes, points to electronic ignition. But this kind of predates all that. Kickstart, drum brakes, wire wheels. Not the same tech, not the same performance, and by performance I mean not just the engine, the brakes, the suspension, the chassis, etc. But you'll never beat the looks of bikes like that, I don't think. 7,000 to 7,500 pounds for an absolutely stunning recreation, restoration of one of the greatest motorcycles, one of the most exciting motorcycles of all time, the Kawasaki H1A Mach 3 from 1971. Yamaha RD400, it's there. Look at this, it's lovely. Right, you like this? We were at the Stafford Classic Bike Show a few weeks ago. It was so hot that day. A few weeks back, we're in the middle of May now. Our sale is this Friday here at Manor Park. We started at 11 o'clock. A few weeks ago, I was at the Stafford Classic Bike Show, and when I came outside, the tank had been repainted on this bike. The paint on my bike looked like it was bubbling. I touched it, and some of the paint came off. That's how hot it was. Look what it's like today, miserable. Avoid the misery of what it's like outside by coming inside our facility here at Manor Park in Leafy, Cheshire this Friday. Yamaha RD400, air-cooled 6-speed 1976 Benelli C or 6 750. Now, we have a CBX in this sale, and people often think, oh, that's the original and best 6-cylinder road-going motorcycle. Well, this came first. The irony, of course, is that that engine is so similar to a Honda engine that I think my learned friends got involved at the time, although I don't think Honda pushed it too far, because then people might have asked them where they'd borrowed some of their design from, if you know what I mean. But basically, the Italians added 2 cylinders to a Honda engine and created this, people say underpowered, but at the time, there was literally nothing else like it. A 750cc 6-cylinder street legal motorcycle with twin disc brakes on the front. We've got a drum brake on the back, but would you just look at those exhausts? I'll tell you what, say what you like about the Italians, and you could say lots of things about the Italians, like they've not got into the World Cup for the 4th time in a row. Yeah, I know it's a national tragedy, lads, but come on, try harder. They've got style. Look at that, look at that. Absolutely fantastic. This one has got, since 1976, 50 years ago, 5,000 miles on it. 5,000 miles in 50 years. And it's been restored. A stunning example of this iconic 6-cylinder bike. Original registration plate, every MOT, every tax disc, every receipt for maintenance. It's done 5,000 miles. Kept MOT-ing it, kept having it serviced, kept all that going. 5,000 miles. I'm guessing that this individual had a stable of fantastic thoroughbred motorcycles as an alternative to this, because why else? Look at that. Look at the engine bursting out of the bike and the sweep of those exhaust pipes. It's in fantastic order. Are these stainless? I think they are. Tell me in the comments. New tyres on it as well. Proper jobs. 5,000, I say it again, 5,000 miles from new on this tax and MOT exempt, 50-year-old, the first of its kind, 6-cylinder motorcycle, the Benelli 750C. 14 to 16,000 pounds is our estimate. Triumph Bonneville 865, outstanding custom-built scrambler. Super expensive Zard high-level aftermarket exhaust, Ohlins on the back. We've got something going on the front here with these uprated discs. What else have we got? Well, these bars aren't standard either. The foot pegs are aftermarket. This saddle is a BC saddle. BC? Yeah, somebody spent a ton of dough on this bike, which has done 4,181 miles. It's got an MOT that's just run out. I think it'll pass, it'll be fine. 2 keys, we've got the V5, 5,750 to 6,250 pounds. Great looking bike, somebody's going to get a bargain there. CCM Spitfire, used in the movie Black Widow with Scarlett Johansson. In fact, didn't they jump off a parapet onto a plane on one of these? Yeah, improbable. Just a bit, yeah. Anyway, absolutely the top of the line. CCM did not build a more detailed, better equipped motorcycle than this. Everything that can be is custom, modified, handmade, carbon fibre. There's a bit of rust starting at the back of the frame there by the pillion pegs for some reason. I'm not sure why, because the rest of it, yeah, can you see that down there? Oh, that's because it's bare metal. Yeah, you'd have to polish that. Beautiful work. I like it where you can see all the welding there on the frame and the subframe and everything else. Scrambler Spitfire. I think it's limited edition. You've got a little pocket there. Is that for your phone? Must be, yeah. What's in there? Oh, don't look. There might be something you don't expect to see. So it's got everything, the adjustable levers, polished frame, heat wrap on the pipes, CCM, wavy discs, carbon fibre, everything. It's got everything. Used in the movie The Black Widow, and it's the actual bike. We've got the paperwork to back that up. Turns over, but we haven't started it. It's available in our sale this Friday, we think, for between the CCM Spitfire Scrambler, 7,750 and 8,250 of your English pounds. And now for something completely different. Honda Vision Metin SA50 Rev and Go shopping scooter commuter from 1989, 2,216 miles, unmolested. Like Phil, like our Phil, Mr. P, unmolested and in great condition. We've got the V5, super low miles, like I said, 2,000 just over, we reckon. 1,500 to 2,000 pounds. A Yamaha NEOS electric scooter, 5 miles on it, you can see that, it's brand new. Room for 2. Hub-mounted 3-phase synchronised electric motor, approximately 3.5 brake horsepower it translates to if it was internal combustion. Use it on your car licence, ride it with the CBT, perfect for sticking on the back of your motorhome or your boat or whatever. It's pre-registered. Has it got a plate? It certainly has. Comes with a charger in the owner's pack, it's keyless, it has rider modes, 0 emissions, and like it's brand new, 1,500 to 2,000 on the 2024 Yamaha NEOS. Honda NC50 Express. Oh, a wonky moped, as my pal Stephen from B&C Motorcycles, Manchester's oldest motorcycle store, been there since before the war. I spent far too much time in there, as I'm sure the staff would agree. 5,608 miles on this wonky moped. 49cc air-cooled 2-stroke single, a simple project, 1 key, 2 former keepers. Not being disparaging. Somebody will buy this, they'll run around on it, they'll have a lot of fun with it. But here's the thing, somebody might buy it to restore it because it's only done 5,608 miles. It's got an engine, 2 wheels and somewhere to sit. We do not judge. You like what you like. If this is what you're into, this might be a great opportunity for you to get a really low mileage example. There is no reserve. It will sell in our sale on Friday. Vespa 125 Super Sprint, a lovely restoration. Single cylinder, 2-stroke, air-cooled of course, part of a private scooter collection in this very cool sort of primer grey. Very contemporary, isn't it? Some very nice period details. I like this rhomboid. Yes, I said that, rhomboid headlight rather than the round one. Very stylish, echoed there in the speedometer. Not that you have much use for that on one of these. Hey, come on, I started on these. I tell you what, they're practical. You got your butty box in there. Your spare wheel, has it got a spare wheel under there? No, Berry, you moron, that's a luggage thing. The spare wheel's there and a little rear view mirror. Period accessories like that really make it in superb restored condition. 26,000 miles though since 1965, and we reckon 3,250 to 3,750 pounds. 1960 Vespa 125, 2-stroke single, 4-speed here. They teach that in Italian schools using that clutch and twisty gear selector. The registration number's included, which is 744XUY. Lovely restoration, full UK V5. Mileage is 3 since this reconditioned Speedo or reproduction Speedo was put on it. It's in great condition, ready to go. The estimate £2,000 to £2,500. 1987 Vespa 125 T5. I had the first T5 in the UK. We've said that. R.W. Horner and Son of Brooks Bar, Manchester. Ayres Road, Brooks Bar. Used to go in there, 3 brothers ran the place. What can I do? What can I do you for, chick? They used to say. As I went in, a fresh-faced young man, I said, I'll tell you what you can do me for, a Vespa T5. Mine was fire engine red. This is a rather lovely metallic blue. It's done 19,644 kilometres. Air-cooled, 125, 4-speed, twist grip gears. We've got a small pack of docks. It rocks and rolls, it runs and rides, and it'll sell for between £3,250 and £3,750. The 87 Vespa T5 125. Lambretta LD 150. You're a Vespa man or you're a Lambretta man. Or you don't like scooters. Well, I do, and lots of people do as well. And this one's rather lovely. I love the colour combination, like a sort of very pale chalky blue and kind of an off-white. Proper period colour scheme for 1958. Part of a private scooter collection. It's a first-class restoration. It starts, runs and rides. We've got a V5. The registration is 672RHX. It's done 11,140 miles. It is tax and MOT exempt, of course. 3,250 to 3,750 pounds. Lambretta LD 150. Another LD 150, a beautiful example. Again, a great colours, that sort of, these dark green seats really set off this kind of, what are we calling it? Buff, stone, paintwork. A great restoration. St. Christopher there, because of course these Lambrettas quite restrained in the performance department. But with these diddy little wheels, I'll tell you what, you feel closer to God when you get up to about 45, 50 mile an hour on one of these. Slightly dropped handlebars, beautiful styling, so elegant, so unlike anything that you got in the motorcycle world. And if you like this sort of thing, you recognise how good that restoration is, and you would expect to pay $3,250 to $3,750. It was on Salvage Hunters with Drew and the other fella, but don't let that put you off. 33,000 kilometres, really? Miles. Wow, 33,000 miles. But look at the restoration, fabulous. On that Lambretta LD150, Lambretta SX150, the slim style. They were getting sexier for the 60s, weren't they? Look at the styling on that slim style Lambretta compared to one from 10 years earlier. Slimmer, sexier, sportier. Sporty, you say? Surprisingly quick, these things, and they could be made to go very quick. Well, I say very quick, for a single cylinder 2-stroke. Part of a private collection, 1 mile since its full restoration and rebuild, spare wheel mounted inside the leg shields, that seat's been recovered, a kind of, you know, tasteful amount of chrome plating. That spanny, if you'll pardon the expression, on the back isn't standard, of course. I'll bet that goes a ring-a-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding. What do we reckon? 3,250 to 3,750. BMW R26, that would be this elegant motorcycle. Beautifully restored to original specification. 254-stroke single, the R26, easy for me to see. Earl's forks on the front there. They were popular on BMWs, not for too long. Let's not forget that BMW were the first people to put telescopic forks on a motorcycle, which has compromised the motorcycle for decades. Because by virtue of the fact that they have to do the suspension and the steering, those two departments, and deal with the braking, you want to separate those forces. Various people have had a try at it. BMW did that. It's very elegant, isn't it? The design, it's a very cohesive design. Look at the size of this rack on the back. It says NL there, and of course we know that that refers to the nation of Holland. Look at the back light there. So elegant the way that all this works. A lovely bike, built for comfort rather than speed. Aftermarket saddle by who? Looks like the ones that was on the Lambretta. Bit of a butty box there. 75, is that 75 or 15? Look at your notes, Berry. 75,312 kilometres. It's covered some distance, this little bike. A lovely running classic. It's obviously been restored. It wouldn't have gone that far without some restoration to the saddle, the paintwork, etc. I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was just so well made from the get-go that it's survived in this sort of condition. £5,000 to £5,500 on the 59 BMW R26. Imported, I think, yeah, because that's kilometres, from Holland, but wearing a British registration plate, and we have the V5. Velocette KTP. I love a Velocette, me. Bronze head Velo. Wow. The Holy Grail. Look at that. Not for a long time, and they are very valued and very sought after. The bronze, because bronze was considered to be better at heat dispersal, more durable, able to deal with the forces of internal combustion better than what they had been using. But the bronze head Velo, wow, 1934. They were very advanced for their time, Velocettes. I wouldn't be the first person in my position to point that out, but they were. What a great looking bike as well. 348cc single overhead camshaft. A lovely older restoration. I do like a restoration when it's bedded in a bit like this one, and the shine's gone off the apple a bit, but not in a bad way. These things are marvellous. They were so advanced, Velocette. Weren't they the first people to have positive foot change gears, a swinging arm, twin shocks? They were first with so many things, Velocette. They were innovative. They weren't afraid to try new things. And they won the TT. You know, up against competition like Norton, 29 times TT win. What? 1926, 1928, 1929 TT winners. Yeah, against some stiff competition. And like I said, some people just have the bronze head. They'll buy one of those bronze cylinder head, thinking that one day they'll find a motorcycle to put it on. You could buy this one, we reckon, for between £10,000 and £12,000 this Friday in our sale. On the odometer, it's got 426 miles. I bet it's gone further than that. Look at that exhaust. Look at it. Very distinctively Velocette. And the badge there, the Velocette badge. Wonderful. Vincent Comet Series C. Stunning original numbers example. 10 to 12,000 is the estimate on this one. Original front and rear frame numbers, original registration, certificates of authenticity. We have the buff logbook, a large pack of documents and a V5. It's a Vincent Comet that's been modernised slightly to make it more practical to use in this 21st century of ours. It's in absolutely beautiful condition, and as I said, we expect this 7,777 miles from new Vincent Comet from 1951 to sell for between £10,000 and £12,000. There are fees, all the details on our website. Vincent Rapide Series C, a stunning original numbers example again. 3,160 miles on the odometer, original front and rear frame numbers, original registration, buff logbook. The current owner's had it since 1998. It's an amazing, iconic motorcycle, one of the greatest motorcycles ever made. I'm sure you'll agree. We think, yeah, it's big money. 27 to 29, not as much as it has been, 27 to 29,000 pounds is where we think the hammer will fall. If you don't think it's worth that, perhaps you need to reconsider your life choices. Surely at some point you want to own a Vincent. It might be now. Will they ever be more affordable? Probably not. 1990, Manx Engineering Manxman. An incredibly rare collector's machine. 500cc single cylinder, single overhead camshaft, cast aluminium, custom cast aluminium crankcases, full racetrack specification, classic racing motorcycle, one of 50 produced. Of course, the colour scheme, the name, we all know the motorcycle to which this is referring. You can see there that the tubing is all Reynolds 531, super lightweight, super stiff tubing. It's an iconic, a recreation, a tribute to one of the greatest racing motorcycles of all time. What a privilege it is to do this job sometimes when you come in and you're confronted by something like that. Look at it. 14 to 16,000 pounds for that handmade piece of classic British motorcycle racing engineering. BSA Model L28. Look at that. What a great looking bike. Wow, how evocative. The registration is UT3027. It's from 1928. It's nearly 100 years old. Fully restored. That's the original number plate. That one I've just reeled off for you. We've got the V5 for this one. It's a single cylinder 4-stroke with a hand shifter for, I would imagine, the 3 speeds that are available from the gearbox, which would probably be Sturmey Archer, I should imagine. If it's a Berman or something like that, please put me right. Of course, it's not part of the engine. It is attached to said engine. Wow, this is a great restoration on this one. It just looks lovely. But if things are worn, they haven't been replaced or sort of thrown in a bin. They've been restored and put back, showing the wear, showing the life of a bike that's nearly as old as Sir David Attenborough. It's nearly 100 years old, and like him, it's one of the best things that's ever come out of these British Isles. Wonderful. We reckon 6,750 to 7,250 on the BSA Model L28. AJS 16 MS, that would be this one. Trials bike, fantastic usable machine made in Wolverhampton, England. Yeah, this one's definitely been used because there's all sorts of modern modifications like the foam air filter on the single carb there, a bit heat wrap on this this exhaust which has just been manufactured because of competition. It's just been put there to be swept up out of the way as much as possible for, I would imagine, twin shocks pre-65 trials, because this is a 58. It's done 76,652 miles on that fantastic Smith's speedo and odometer combined there. Original tank and mud guards are supplied with this motorcycle. It's had all fresh oil, new tyres, a new chain, front and rear brake shoes, a new competition silencer. We've talked about that. Kickstart, of course. We've got a V5 with it. It's MOT and tax exempt because it was made in 1958, and it's ready to go in classic competition. AJ Stevens of Wolverhampton, England. It wasn't all Coventry and Birmingham. Some of it was Wolverhampton, just down the road. How much on that one you're saying? 4,750 to 5,250. Vincent. God blimey, Vincent's everywhere. Wonderful. Vincent Rapide Series C. Matching numbers example. 1000cc 50-degree air-cooled pushrod V-twin. The plumber's nightmare. What an engine. Original frame and engine numbers with the Owners Club confirmation. Buff logbook. A large amount has just been spent on an engine overhaul done by Mike Hawthorne, who's a Vincent specialist. We've got a few changes, including the rear suspension and the clocks. Oh, look at that. Come on, it's got the big... It's a Rapide, but it's got the big Smiths... The dinner plate, they called this, didn't they? Clock. But is that the same one that would have been on a Black Shadow? Tell me in the comments. I don't know if those bars are original either. In other words, it's had some modifications to make it look saucier, more like a Black Shadow, and to be easier to ride. Not sure about this Siamese pipe 2-into-1 there either, about the originality of that, but probably improves the rideability or the looks. Up to you. 63,000 miles from new. The Vincent Engineers, Stevenage Limited, Stevenage, Hertfordshire. Yeah, I did a piece for the telly. Have I mentioned that I used to be on Top Gear? I haven't mentioned it so far, Phil, have I? Got right to the end, nearly didn't mention it, and here I am spoiling the show. Did a thing though about Vincent, and we went to what was the factory, now a school. They threw everything out of the classrooms and we put machines in, bit of dry ice, people wandering around in overalls, and me busting through the doors on, I think, a Black Shadow, not a Rapide, which is what this one is. £26,000 is the upper limit of the estimate. We're at about 25,000 on that one this Friday. 1950 Vincent Rapide, matching numbers. What's this? Is this original? Tell me. No, it's not. Somebody's made that, haven't they? Well, there's a bit of rust there and all that sort of stuff, but it's a Vincent Rapide with 63,000 miles on it. We reckon it's about £25,000. That's it. We're all done for the preview. I would love to see you here on Friday. Our sale starts at 11 o'clock. You've got to be in it to win it. And I always say that, but the reason I say it is because I don't want you to be disappointed. Don't waste your time watching the sale live if you haven't registered to bid, because who knows, you might see your dream bike going for an unbelievable price. So go to our website, get registered. Better if you can come in person. I will see you here this coming Friday, 11 o'clock sharp. Don't be late like last time.